city has no heroes. Its people, no hope. Its youth, no future.
Evening, boys and girls. Who's up for some laughs?
Terry McGinnis was part of the problem.
You can't control your temper, and you'd better if you expect to get anywhere in life.
Yeah, I'll be a big success, just like you.
Until a moment of violence brought him to the door of a man named Bruce Wayne.
Let's put a smile on his face.
Leave him alone. Once known as the Batman.
Man, you're something. You okay?
Now, the Dark Knight will rise again to drive the shadow of evil from the streets of Gotham. Let's go! Supervillains, beware! There's a new Batman in town. Batman Beyond. Weeknights at 6:30.
You're pretty strong for some clown who thinks he's Batman.
I am Batman. Justice returns to Gotham.
Welcome to my world.
Only Toonami. The land of Eternia is a paradise with a problem. An act of betrayal has created the ultimate evil.
My face!
And his name is Skeletor.
Eternia will be mine! Battle position!
The only thing that can stop his evil horde is a legend no one believes in.
A hero shall emerge.
And a prince with an attitude.
All this battle training is just fun and games.
Now, a sword will choose its master. A boy will become a man. And a hero will be born. Toonami is proud to present He-Man like you've never seen him before in an all-new original movie. Masters of the Universe. Next Friday at 4. Only Toonami.
4 turtles, mutated beyond recognition. For 15 years, the brothers hid in the sewers, training in the ancient ways of the ninja.
You cannot simply walk amongst the humans.
But we can certainly fly. Woohoo!
Now the teenagers finally surface, but the welcoming committee isn't quite what they expected.
Prepare to battle, costume fools.
We're not wearing costumes.
Don't miss the world premiere of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Saturday, February 8th, 10:30 a.m. Only in the Fox Box.
The original Justice League has become a memory.
I am resigning from the Justice League.
What's gonna happen to the League now?
We rebuild. From the ashes of that great conflict, a new team has arisen. A much, much bigger team.
Each of you brings something different to the table.
Old friends, new heroes. And as usual, plenty of bad guys jumping up to get beat down.
Calm down, and I'll let you go. How about you kiss my ass?
Watch out, evildoers. There's nowhere to run. Because this year, they're all around you. The League is unlimited. Toonami presents an all-new original series starring every superhero worth cheering for. And then some. Justice League Unlimited. Premiering July 31st at 8:30 p.m.
Now where am I exactly?
Among friends.
There's strength in numbers. Only Toonami.
In a future where anyone could be a cyborg, cops are a little different. The legendary cyberpunk classic finally comes to television in an all-new original series, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. New episodes every Saturday night at 12:30. The future is now.
Every night around the world, the children sleep, unaware of danger lurking in the shadows. But this night, a strange tune floats on the wind, and the children, one by one, begin to disappear.
I wonder where she could be going.
They are taken to a land of sweet memories and used to power an evil that feeds on their dreams.
My wonderful black dream hole is consuming dream energy from children.
Now, it's up to Sailor Moon and the Sailor Soldiers to put an end to this nightmare. This time, they're gonna need a little help.
Oh, Sailor Neptune!
Sailor Moon Super S, next Friday at 5:30. Dream on.
The children!
Only Toonami.
This place is a town of forgetfulness.
40 years ago, everything we knew was destroyed. The face of the planet changed forever.
There isn't anyone who really knows exactly what did happen.
The survivors left without memories. In the aftermath, a new society has formed.
I perform a much-needed job here in the city of amnesia.
In Paradigm City, the rich close themselves into giant domes, while the poor must live without protection. But one man stands for something more, and he does it in serious style.
As a professional, I just try to do my best.
His name is Roger Smith, the Negotiator.
Try this.
Goes against my principles, but I don't have a choice.
His allies, an android, a butler,
Leave this up to me.
and Big O.
It's showtime.
When they start a job, they always see it through.
Rest in peace. Bye-bye.
Enemies of Paradigm City, beware. There's a new robot on the block.
You're not going anywhere. You crazy little fool. You're gonna get yourself killed. Time to finish this.
Can't stay here if we do it.
It ends it once and for all.
Big O. Weekdays at 5:30. Good guys still wear black. Only Toonami.
The destruction of Unicron has created a black hole, which threatens to swallow the planet.
Let's go!
Now, the Autobots' only hope is to find the ancient planet keys.
Prepare for battle.
But as usual, the Decepticons aren't playing along.
Beat it, Megatron. Oh, really?
Transformers Cybertron. New episodes, Saturdays at 7. Unlock the power.
Gotcha.
Only Toonami.
From beyond any known galaxy, bringing with them the laws and ideals of their doomed planet Thundera, come the Thundercats. Jaga, the wise. Tigra, the invisible. Chitara, the quick. Wily Cat and Wily Kit, a cunning junior duo. Patrol, the deadly. And the Snark. The Thundercats, all sworn to serve their young lord, Lion-O, and to instruct him in the secrets of the Eye of Thundera. the eye embedded in the hilt of the mystic Sword of Omens, and the source of the Thundercats' power.
Thunder, 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 Thundercats! Ho!
Pursuing the Thundercats to Third Earth, and determined to possess the Eye of Thundera for their own evil purposes, are the hideous mutants of the planet Plundar, led by the reptilian Sly. They form an unholy alliance with the ageless devil priest of First Earth, Mumra.
Reactor engaged. Traction locked. All go.
Hello, hello. Let's see. Am I scuffed? Not this time. Ha-ha! The audio is on. Hello. Good evening, my Lio boo-boos. Sit down, my Lio boo-boos. It is time for another stream. And it will be very cursed. It'll be a very cursed stream. So, as always, chat, what's the first thing we do every time there's a new stream? What's the first thing we do? Taking the chat a while to get to it this time. Housekeeping. That's right, housekeeping. So. A lot has happened this week. I'd be remiss to not mention that we have, unfortunately, lost Chuck Norris. Now, I've been told he had some pretty awful political and social views. I haven't looked into that. I only knew Chuck Norris because, obviously, I'm a kid of the 80s and 90s. I knew him for, like, Karate Commandos, Walker Texas Ranger, Delta Force, and all that. So I can't speak to any of that. If he held bad values, that sucks and he shouldn't have. However, I have to report that technically Chuck Norris has been dead for 20 years. It just took the Grim Reaper that long to get up the courage to let him know. So, that's one update. Unfortunately, we've lost him. Second update. I've spent too much money this week on Ninja Turtles. Holothon has happened, and Stan Sakai versions of Ninja Turtles were dropped, and I bought them because I have an addiction issue. What else do we have to cover? Well, Bean Skies is back to being an insane lunatic like always, and they decided to show up in my DMs, and they've been adding me and unadding me for a while now. They've been trying their best to get revenge on me for, let me check my notes here, telling the truth about them. And today, they decided to go into my DMs to talk about how they're going to get my channel taken down, and how they're just distracting me until it happens. Which, of course, I don't know, look around, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't think it's gone. So I wound up having a call with them in Guac, a very short one, where I just bully them. I keep calling them a kid toucher because they keep running to children to get the children to attack me in their stead. Where they've been proclaimed that they weren't going to get it taken down via, like, mass reporting or via hacking or anything like that. They were going to do it by copyright strikes and by privacy strikes and by defamation counterposts. I'm just like, okay, good luck with that, whatever. So, yes, Bean Skies is still around. They still like to try to control people with their lives. They're still big butt mad that they got bullied properly for being a freak. And because they are an insane freak that's never been called out, I suppose, and never been disciplined once in their miserable life, they have now dedicated their life to obsessing over me until they think they get their get-backs. Which, overall, is fine, because that means they won't obsess over anybody else. And I can handle lunatics, other people can't. So, Bean Skies, die! I usually answer super chats at the end of the stream, but Platinum MX, you can do whatever you want. It's all fine. It's all fine. Now, what else do we have to cover? Well, not too much going on in the community right now that really makes much sense. There's some interpersonal stuff going on with some associates of mine that I am not covering because it's none of my freaking business, and it shouldn't have been anybody else's business. And once again, as always, I am message as stream starts. Yes, Aquanus, I'm very happy you enjoy the peanut. So, who are we covering today? We are covering an individual who goes by the name the Faithful Sheriff. Why are we covering this person? It's Falgi's fault. Falgi of the Op Block, it's his fault. So, if we find out anything horrific, I told him, if I find out this guy diddled a kid, I'm blaming you. Now, obviously, it wouldn't be his fault, but, whatever. That tends to be what happens when I cover one of these weirdos. I find out something awful like that. So, who is this guy? Well, he used to be known as Dr. Witnesser, and allegedly, his focus is on streaming and spreading the gospel. Now, is there anything inherently wrong with that? Well, no. As a Christian, you're called to proselytize, right? You're called to speak of the good news, which is what gospel translates out to, right? But at some point, he tried to grift off of some other streamer named the Burnt Peanut. And I want you guys to know, I have had to learn about some of this stuff all within the past 24 hours. I didn't even know there was a guy named the Burnt Peanut. I don't watch VTubers very often. In fact, the only ones I have ever actually watched the content of, like at all, are like Fillion, because I think she can be funny sometimes, Pumpkin Potion, and is there a third one? I don't even think there is a third one. I'm not big on VTubers, right? I'm just not. My issue with him proselytizing is how he does it, what he communicates about, and to who he does it to. So this whole Burnt Peanut thing, I know very little about. I don't need to know about it. Apparently, this guy isn't even actually connected to him. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go through some of the videos about the guy, and I'm going to try very hard to keep my sanity. Now, I have prayed many times to God to give me patience. Because if you give me strength, I'd use it to kill some people. So, we're going to start with someone named Royal Young. Now, I want to be clear, I don't know who these people are. Alright, I don't know any of the people. We got Royal Young, Yumpy, Savarino, Eden Riley, very, really good, and a few other people. I don't know any of these people, alright? I want to make that very clear. I don't have any predisposed notion of them. So we're going to set this at 1.5 speed. I usually have it at 2, but I know you guys sometimes are a little slower than me in terms of pickup. And we will go from there. I watched the Curtis video about him when he first made the video. Okay, so first of all, I don't even remember. Do I even have any of Kurt's videos? I might have some in this lineup, but I watched Curtis Connor's video on him, at least one of them. Two things. Number one, I'm immediately upset that at no point did he turn into a lizard. All right? Those who know. And secondly, brother, you can't sit there and say you're not going to disrespect Christianity because this guy's a freak and then literally do that. He actually said in that video, there's more evidence to the existence of Santa Claus than Jesus Christ. And if he said that around anybody who wasn't part of the r/atheism crowd, he would have been mocked to death. Because most historical, most people who study history will flat out tell you, you can question divinity, but the historical Jesus was very much so a thing. So I don't like that level of arrogance about things he doesn't even understand. So, again, he still should have turned into a lizard. I expect that with that name. But we're going to start with this one. And yes, I've seen Fillion's mom. No comments. We're going to go ahead and start with Royal Young's video on the Faithful Sheriff, Instagram's racist Fortnite preacher.
In RPG games like Fallout, you have to give it a few different options based on your personal morality, and there's usually a blatantly wrong or evil option, like selling a fridge kid to the raider without even at least haggling the price.
I'll give you 200 caps right now.
Sold. Most people tend to go with the good option because they tend to be good people. However, sometimes you gotta pick the evil option for shits and giggles. And
I mean, I've actually never picked an evil option in video games. I'm the type of guy that if I accidentally kill one of my Marines in Halo, I feel bad for days.
Sometimes you may do a full playthrough where you just pick the worst option every single time. And I think the streamer Dr. Witnesser is doing that playthrough, but in real life.
Let's witness.
Sorry, we can go wherever.
No, we're cool. We're cool, mommy.
Basically, this guy's a streamer who hops online to preach the gospel to kids in Fortnite.
So what, so you just spread the gospel on Fortnite or what?
Yeah, I like to tell you want to hear about it since you're Jewish and you're a hater of Christ?
You know, I'll just go ahead and put my cards on the table here just real quick. There's something about this guy. Just something about him that makes me feel like this is a grift in, the most trollish way possible. Because no Christian worth their salt would ever say something like that unironically unless this person isn't actually one and is just trying to get a reaction. And no, being Jewish doesn't inherently mean you hate Christ. Good lord. And yes, I am playing with an action figure. I am playing with the NECA Stan Sakai Raphael. You'll be okay.
And all I gotta say is when I looked up Fortnite Missionary, this is not what I was looking for. And while this approach of content sounds like a thinly veiled excuse to play video games all day and have God sanction it and just never work at all, it's not. It's actually great and not harmful at all. Psych. This guy is consistently one of the most abrasive and outwardly offensive preachers I've ever seen. And he was banned on Twitch a few years ago for telling a Muslim child he was going to hell in a Fortnite lobby. But that ban got lifted and now he's back. And somehow worse than ever, because now he has a track record of saying...
The guy talks to kids a lot. And I'm gonna have some opinions about that.
Racist slurs.
So, back in the day of the 1910 and 1800s, people would refer to black individuals as
N-word hard R. But love thy neighbor though, right guys? Being wrong on...
Yeah, I've said this before when I talked about Christian anime podcasts and his type of ilk, who we'll talk about again at some point, by the way. You cannot, I want to be clear, cannot, C-A-N-N-O-T, C-A-apostrophe-T, you cannot profess Christ and sling slurs like that as though they are compatible. They are not. They are not, and they never will be, and there's a reason for that.
On every issue imaginable, I'm so serious.
Are you black?
Huh?
Yes, I talk to minors all the time. So what? An 8-year-old, I talk to them all day. Every day. So what?
Choosing the worst dialogue option in every single encounter he has.
Hi, how are you? How are you? You know, I'm totally biased because I'm a man. But whenever there's a pleasant girl voice in the party chat, it's so uplifting versus like a man-made man's voice.
Extremely cringy attention seeking.
What? Isn't this guy, like, married, too? Like, that's weird.
Behavior and absolutely zero self-awareness. Like, right now he's going through an arc where he's pretending to be turned into a peanut by the burnt peanut and is incessantly tagging him on every platform ever for just a crumb of attention. It is horrible. We'll get into that later, though. It's pretty great. Now, this video is for constructive criticism purposes only, and educational. But do not harass this guy. He already gets harassed enough. Look at his comment section, man. They're all calling him Dr. Chud, Dr. Chudfart, Dr. Fart Chud, or the Chudster. Oh no, he calls himself the Chudster. Why would he do that? What? Okay,
what?
Self-awareness. Well, yeah, really, I just want to talk about this guy because he is such a perfect microcosm of conservative Christianity within America, and really just like, he's such a good case study into the Redditor psyche. Like, everything this guy says is so poisoned by like Reddit smugness and sarcasm. It's horrible. But yeah, so let's start with his preaching and talk about why it's so ineffective and honestly insulting sometimes. So as I already mentioned, Dr. Witnesser's whole thing is that he goes to the Fortnite lobbies and preaches the gospel, with or without their consent. If they don't want to hear about it, he just keeps incessantly asking questions, trying to steer the conversation into how he wants it to go. Because that's totally how consent works, right? You just keep pestering instead of just dropping it.
Look, man, you aren't going to accept any of my answers, and you're not going to convert me over a fucking video game.
Yeah, you're right.
5 minutes later.
You believe science, you don't believe in God. You don't believe what he said, and that's why you think the world's 6 billion years old.
And his streams basically go like this. He hops in a lobby.
You can have an idea and belief in science and in God. They are not incompatible. Also, there's no evidence that the Earth is not 6 million years old. I've invited him to come on and chat with me after we look at the content. We'll see if he has the stones to, and maybe we'll get into that.
Asks what they do for a living. If they are a racial minority, he says something out of pocket.
Oh, are you black?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, am I racist for saying the N-word in the context of saying that he called me that?
And then he'll ask if they believe in Jesus. And even if they do, he will get super combative if they don't believe in the exact flavor of Christianity he does, or if the conversation doesn't take the exact route he wants it to go. He has like a vision of how the conversation should go in his head, and even when the person's nice and it doesn't go that way, he gets super pissy about it.
Do you believe in Jesus?
Do I believe in Jesus? Or do I believe Jesus?
Both.
2 different questions.
I asked one, but you asked 2.
Okay, so yes, I do.
He actually asked a pretty interesting follow-up question. Like, I want to know what he meant by that, but Dr. Witnesser's just like, oh, I asked 1 question. You asked 2 questions. Like, dude, you had an endpoint here to have a good conversation, but instead you picked the most, like, Reddit karma farming response ever. Like, what?
First, I believe Yahweh.
Probably the Hebrew version of his name. There are English ways of saying it as well.
Yes.
Just because you say it in a different language doesn't mean it's bad or wrong.
Like, dude, why are you even dying on this hill right now instead of just talking to this guy and having a good time? Again, count the times in this video that he actually says the right thing in a conversation. You'll probably only need 1 hand. He's really the Reddit atheist stereotype, except, like, the religious version of that, if you know what I'm referencing. Like, the Sky Daddy type person, except, like, the opposite. He's also impossible to talk to, but for a completely different reason.
Do you believe in God?
No, I have to lean on that. I don't think so.
Okay, alright. Wrong answer, buddy. Wrong
I
answer.
don't think God would approve of this.
This is a game, buddy. Bye.
He was trying...
What in the world is that type of nonsense?
To actually have a good conversation with you, and you just killed him for no reason because instead of having a genuine conversation, you wanted the clip farm. He doesn't believe. That's your audience right there. You just killed him. Wrong answer, buddy. Wrong answer, buddy. Imagine if that was how it worked in real life. What? He was going to hell anyway. Also, a bit of a side note, but this is unironically something that some Christians think will happen, but in like the reverse order, and something that I actually like heard about a few times when I used to go to church. Back in Sunday school, I was like 8. One of the pastors was like, dude, what if the Satanists are going door to door killing Christians, and they asked you, are you Christian? You're gonna say yes, right? You're gonna say yes despite the consequences? And I'm just like, dude, I'm 8 years old. I just got done eating sand. I don't understand your hypothetical. But actually, no, I did understand it, and it was silly to me even at that time, because it's like, dude, we're in America. No one's persecuting Christians here. In fact,
Okay, but that doesn't mean that they're not being persecuted elsewhere, and that does happen in different areas of the world. Look, I get what he's trying to say in terms of this guy, but he's essentially making light of other people in other locations and even other time periods being killed by saying, well, that couldn't happen now. No, it still could. I mean, it has, even here in the States. People not be unhinged about Christianity, challenge, impossible.
Quite the opposite, dude. There are people going door to door right now. It's just they're not going for white conservative Christians, so many of them don't care. And that's
yeah, screw ICE.
sort of hypocrisy is something we also see in Dr. Witnesser. But we'll get into that a bit later. That was just a bit of a tangent, just so you really know how absurd some of this stuff can be. Oh yeah, and yeah, Dr. Witnesser does talk about politics a lot for some reason. Like, yeah, dude, everyone's been just waiting for Dr. Witnesser's opinion, right? Everybody's just totally been waiting for that. That's who we all go to for news.
Diddy booty.
Yeah, like I was saying though, I think his attitude is really just like the core issue of his content, and why I feel that his preaching is counterintuitive to his actual goals. Like, dude, your job as a preacher is to create a genuine human connection to bring them into your religion. And more importantly, you have to meet them where they're at. You can't just talk down to people who aren't already like sharing your beliefs, you know? And it takes people skills that Dr. Witnesser does not have. Here's an example of his absolutely horrible tone.
Why would I be interested in that crap, bro?
Okay, because you would understand that if there was a god, somebody like that, all those billionaires that were doing all those horrible things to those kids, you'd realize that he would have stopped it at some point, right? He would have stopped it, and he didn't, and he still hasn't. So in what world do you think that you're gonna try to preach to me about some god that probably doesn't even want me?
Like, all these bad things are happening because we have free will and we have the choice to do these bad things. It's not something God is doing, or it's not that he's allowing it to happen. He's not going to like take all the angels in heaven and make them possess us and prevent us every day from doing something bad. You know how silly that would be? We wouldn't even have free will. We'd just be automatons and robots. The reason why these bad things happen is because we have free will and we choose to do bad instead of choose to do good.
Hey, Dr. Witnesser, what do the kids do? What choice do the kids make to have them be born and experience the world in this way? I get that you.
The problem with pain is something that was written by C.S. Lewis like decades ago that addresses most of these issues. A lot of people try to bring up concerns with Christianity like that moral relative question that's been asked for literally centuries. It's not something new. It's not a major stumbling block unless you're freaking Dr. Witnesser and you don't know how to properly answer questions. Or, unfortunately, this gentleman who gets hung up on it, frankly, because it's kind of obvious to tell he has religious trauma.
You probably use that reasoning as a thought-terminating cliche your entire life and never actually challenged it. But that reasoning is not adequate to a lot of people. In fact, it's actually fucking insulting. Especially because he delayed that entire game by saying random filler words and then explained it like a smartass in the lobby to his own viewers instead of the guy he was actually talking to.
Stand strong, do not die! No!
Dude!
I'm getting lasered. Oh my, I'm gonna die horrible death. I'm gonna die horrible death. No one's gonna. Satan is not going to stop me from answering your question. Satan, what the heck, bro?
What?
What? But the easy answer.
Well, I guess Satan won today. Good job, Dr. Witnesser. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the free will argument is a bad argument. I'm not personally convinced by it. My point is that you have to talk to that guy who brought it up to you. You have to prove to him that it's a good argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but he didn't. He was
fair.
just a coward and left the game. Christianity is a gigantic religion with billions of members. So basically, every single person on earth is already aware of it. And if they don't already believe it, they have a good reason not to. Your job as a preacher.
Well, not inherently. Some of them actually may know it exists, but they don't know the core tenets of it. They don't know what actually happens in it. A lot of people who say they know about Christianity, you actually start talking to them, they have no clue what it's actually about. Because they've been inundated with lunatics, maniacs, and obsessors, right?
Future is to connect with them, show why their good reason is not so good, or just be a role model and, you know, make them want to join your religion because how good of a person you are, or what you're doing for your neighbors. But Dr. Witnesser doesn't do any of that. He thinks the extent of preaching is just to yell at people in Fortnite, be a smug smart, dodge questions, and just make every interaction as unpleasant as possible. Because that's totally love your neighbor, right? Like, yeah, dude, you're totally gonna get someone to convert their entire religion over Fortnite by being a prick.
Yeah, I like to tell you. Want to hear about it since you're Jewish and you're a hater of Christ?
And like, I really wonder, like, what goes through these like sort of preachers' heads? Do they think God is stupid? Do you think they're getting through some sort of loophole here? Like, he knows what you're doing. He knows you just want to play video games all day, but found a way to justify it. He's at the pearly gates, just like, dude, why is there not a red carpet welcome for me, Dr. Witnesser? I spent my entire 40s yelling Bible verses to kids in Fortnite lobbies. Why am I not welcome here as a hero, dude? That's the entire problem. But back to that clip about free will, though. I find this one especially insulting to me, like, personally, because that's the exact question that made me, like, a lot less religious. It's like, I was a pretty devout Christian, then I was a Christian universalist. I kind of still am, but, like, basically you believe that everyone gets saved eventually. Now, I don't really know what I am. I don't really think about it a lot. I try to just have, like, a materialist view of the world. But for me, the free will argument never made too much sense to me, because for one, he said we'd be automatons without the capacity to do evil, but, like, if we get to heaven and we lose that capacity anyway, we just turn into automatons for no reason, after suffering on Earth, and, like, billions of people went to hell for eternity. So, like, what?
That's also not biblical theology, but okay. Sounds to me like a lot of people in his sphere didn't know dick all about the Bible.
Not just start us at the finish line, you know what I mean? And that's like a whole problem of evil. It's like, all-loving, all-knowing, all-powerful God, but evil still exists in the world. There has to be a reason why. I've not heard a convincing reason why. And a lot of people haven't, and that's what he has to address as a preacher.
And part of that problem with that question is when people bring that up is like, well, he can't be all these things and still be all powerful, or he can't be all good and all this stuff. Brother, every single human being on this planet is capable of going out there and individually stopping evil at any given time. A lot of time we choose not to. Or a lot of times we convince ourselves we don't have the power to, right? That's logic that can easily be thrown back at anybody, including myself, anytime that's brought up. It's not the counter people think it is.
And also natural disasters, stuff like that. And like, I don't know, I feel like it wouldn't be that much of an infringement of free will to not make us able to do evil. Like, we already can't fly, what's one more like limiter on that? That's not me trying to convince you. I totally understand if you believe that argument or other arguments that like justify Christianity. That's cool. I'm not trying to convince you. Quite the opposite. My point is that that's where I'm at, and Dr. Witnesser will not engage with people like me. And that kind of pisses me off, especially as someone who, that question has caused me genuine distress for like, daily for like a 6-month period a few years ago. It was fucking horrible. Eventually I just stopped thinking about it because like no one could give me a good answer and I couldn't think of one myself. But Dr. Witnesser, he hears someone with this exact same like belief system and he just rejects it completely. He just fucking leaves the game. And then that guy never actually got an answer, you know? And the funny part to me is that he probably has a good answer for the free will argument, but you're never gonna find that out or change his mind because you didn't actually address him. And the reason I find it so offensive is that that's such a microcosm of what I've experienced. A lot of Christians cannot actually engage with you on that question because they've used that sort of argument as a thought-terminating cliche for as long as they've been alive. So it's like, hey man, why does evil exist? Free will. I don't find that convincing. And the conversation just ends there because they haven't actually thought about it. So, again, that was so stressful for me not being able to actually really have that conversation with anybody. And so to see a preacher who should know better and who should have an answer to that, I don't expect the average Christian to have an answer to that. But to see Dr. Witnesser, who's such a know-it-all about this, not have an answer to that, it's really annoying to me. And I find it so, like, morbidly funny in a way.
I also want to make this very clear. Dr. Witnesser may consider himself a preacher. He's not one. He needs to look up what that word means.
I actually go to church events sometimes, and when I do, it's because I've met someone who I think is a genuinely good person, and they can have a conversation with me about that sort of thing without it being condescending or pushy, even if they don't have a good answer. I'll still go with them because I see, like, wow, this is a good person with, like, who can talk to me about this sort of thing. But Dr. Witnesser is the exact opposite of that. Another way to convert people is to be a role model, but that's something that this guy just is not in any way possible. So let's actually look at that. Let's look at some of his, like, beliefs and opinions that make him not a role model. Starting with the N-word. So yeah, Dr. Witnesser is one of those guys who does absolutely everything he can to say the N-word for some fucking reason.
Do you believe in Jesus? Well, then act like it, okay? Don't say
N-word this, N-word that. And I just find it so gross, because, like, dude, that's what you're worried about in this life? You have a temporary life, and you're worried whether you can say racial slurs? Alright, buddy.
Oh, are you black?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, okay. Let's check me out. If I'm a white dude, but I say the N-word like this, I'll give you an example. A guy calls me the N-word, and I say, bro, I'm not a
Dude, he meets a dude in game. He asks if he's black, rejoices, and then asks if he can say the N-word immediately. Like, did you grow up past middle school? Like, dude, that's so good, bro. That's so funny to me. Like, dude, genuine middle school rap dialogue. So good. Again, the cherry on top is that he looked at this video, said, yep, that's the one, and posted it. Like, yes, black person. Can I say it? Like, dude, first response. But yeah, the reason I bring this up,
Thanks for joining the members, Pinky Pukes. Or Pukes. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name.
was again, despite how funny it is, it's disgusting to me. And there's such a dramatic irony between how he acts socially and politically and what his religion says. For me, the core of Christianity and why I actually found it valuable is that the whole point is love thy neighbor and whatever you do to the least of us, you do to me, coming from Jesus. Like, I find this whole conversation to be distasteful in the first place. And it really comes from such a place of white entitlement. And like, out of every single political issue in the world and genuine atrocity that God would probably want you to care about, you're worried about whether you could say the racial slur? Are you serious, man? That's the extent of your political practice? That's what you worry about in this life? Gross, dude. And again, on the white entitlement point, it's like, I feel like some white people especially just have this, like, this just...
No, that's not the only one. All right, he has also white entitlement of obsessing over why he thinks ICE is a good thing. All right, give him some credit, obviously.
It's impossible to get them to compromise on anything ever. Like, white supremacy has been baked into this country in every institution since before it was even founded, and it has not been fixed to this day. The bare minimum you could ask of a white person today is to not say the fucking slur that represents centuries of that. But apparently for people like Dr. Witnesser, that is too hard. Limiting them by one word in the vocabulary is too hard, and I just find that gross. It's like segregation ended in the 60s, and you can't be bothered to just cut one word out of your vocabulary. That's just so infantile to me. This is genuine 5-year-old discourse. This is what happens when you tell a kid not to touch a stove, and he still touches it, because, oh, damn you, why would you ever try to tell me to do something? It's just genuinely baby-like. This is Dr. Baby. Okay, sorry if I look a little chopped or disheveled right now. I'm recording this section at a different date while editing. Basically, I wanted to kind of re-record a bit of this because something else kind of clicked for me. I feel like it's kind of obvious now, but Dr. Witnesser is a very deeply emotionally and socially stunted person. And I mean, we can all see that, but I wanted to talk a little more about how his insensitivity stems from being raised within a super white conservative Christian church, probably disconnected from, you know, people of color, and how that kind of like stunts a person. Because I've seen it, you know? And I'm not saying growing up in the church is bad. I'm saying that growing up in some churches is bad. And specifically when it comes to really white patriarchal churches, the older white guys will get away with a lot of stuff because there's an inherent bias toward them. He's a middle-aged white man in his church, you know, he's gonna get away with some stuff, and I genuinely feel like he gets away with being this abrasive because no one in his life checks him on this. Now, that is speculation, but he's going to a church in Ohio, and even in California, a more diverse area with typically more progressive churches. I've still seen this. Like, I kept watching his videos and being just like, man, middle schooler. Then I'm like, wait. He genuinely just is an overgrown middle schooler because the church has coddled him his entire life by being like a white man. Like, no one's ever told him, hey, maybe you shouldn't say the N-word. Maybe you shouldn't make race jokes as soon as you meet somebody. Like, literally the other day, he deleted this one, but it was he met a Native American in game, and that guy said he worked on a reservation. And Dr. Witnesser, like a race joke hair trigger, was like, oh, so you must own a casino then. And it's just like, bro, like, I just don't think he's ever been truly checked socially because of where he lives and who he associates with. And again, maybe I'm wrong, but I've seen this happen. Like, the way he talks to women is also really creepy and weird and just, again, very 12-year-old boy-like.
It sounds like you're using a voice changer, but you could be legit though.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
No, it does, because like it's a typical voice that a dude would use to sound like a chick. I mean, or you could be a legit chick. Or you could be a legit chick. And that laugh though sounded like a legit chick, so I'm not gonna say the voice changer. That's definitely.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I've never heard anybody question a gamer girl's like gamer status in like 10 years.
I hear it on a pretty regular basis because people's stupid. But here's the thing, right? he's making a lot of claims about the guy's upbringing, about the guy's, like, church, which, did you really need to tell people where he lived? Because I think people have been, like, really upset that he got doxxed, so why are you assisting with that? But the point is, maybe he goes to a decent church. Maybe his upbringing wasn't bad. You don't know that with people like this, because, again, there's part of me seeing how he operates makes me think this is a giant troll, that he's just grifting the entire time. These may not be things he actually believes. He may be saying it to get reactions from people like this.
Like, I haven't heard that since I was 11, and this guy's 41. And here's another clip that I think really supports the church social bubble theory.
So what do you guys do for a living? What do you do for work?
I actually don't work. My wife works for me, so I get to stay at home, do laundry, dishes, all the fun stuff. I'm 21.
Did you say your wife works for you?
Yes. My wife does all the hard labor. She wants me to be a stay-at-home.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe she has a wife. And he looks at the camera like it's an episode of The Office trying to clip farm. And it's just like, you have to be so sheltered to think that that is like a clip farmable moment. You're just 20 years behind. Because again, you live in a bubble and haven't matured. That is so normal for everybody else in the entire world now. You know what I mean? It's like, even homophobes are like, okay, yeah, like that's a thing now. Like, how are you gonna act surprised like that? Unless your entire social group is also the same way, and that's not even remotely normal. Like, you just gotta be so disconnected to think this is a clippable moment. Like, oh, girl have wife? Girl can't have wife. Pastor said so. Wait, what do you mean this isn't the 80s? And not even just in like the political way either. I just seriously think that his social skills haven't evolved because he's been in such like a coddling place. And I even had a bit of this too. Like, I used to go to a super small Christian high school, and I had a good time there, you know, like no hate to them. It's just like, I got out and realized like, oh man, like I actually need to work on my social skills because I haven't met a lot of new people in a while. But if you never do that until the age of 41, you might be a little stunted. Especially if, once again, that sort of church environment gives people like Dr. Witnesser a huge pass to kind of be a dick. Now that might also just be Dr. Witnesser's own like idiosyncrasies and development, but still, it's like, it does happen to some people, and I've seen it. And I just think that's why he is the way he is, and why when he gets online and talks to normal people outside of that bubble, there's a bit of a clash there, and we get these insane fucking videos. And that's really another reason I wanted to talk about him. Despite how weird he is, I think he is such a great microcosm of American conservative Christianity, and like what that does to a person, and the smug Reddit guy it creates sometimes. I just find that interesting and kind of relatable to my experience within the church. Anyways, let's talk about a few more of his problematic opinions, of which there are many, before we get on to his general lack of self-awareness. Let's get it.
But like protesting against federal agents actively arresting people that are in here illegally in the first place, why are you protesting that? Like, these people entered the country illegally. They broke a law.
It's so ironic seeing a Christian hiding behind the law to justify oppression of, you know, the least of us or our neighbors.
Yeah, especially considering the fact that the Bible specifically tells you a lot of things about how to treat aliens that come into your country. But, you know, I highly doubt he knows anything about the actual Bible. And here's part of the problem. People like him, let's assume he's not trolling, right? Let's assume he's 100% in his beliefs. They don't believe in Christianity. They believe in whatever right-wing politics they can push under the guise of their theology, which makes their theology weak to begin with, but also horrifically stunted, to where what he's essentially doing is saying, how can they protest this thing? First Amendment's how we can protest that thing. So do you actually want us to function as the Constitution tells us to? Or do you want us to only do so when it benefits you or do you agree with it? You can't have it both ways. Moron.
The law technically killed Jesus, and slavery was legal in this country. That's all I'm gonna say about legal and moral matters. That's like middle school level morality. Oh look.
Well, it's not even middle school level morality. I mean, you can even take this to the Bible itself. There was a situation where it was on the Sabbath and they were traveling, and Jesus had taken some food for his disciples, and they said, well, you're breaking the law, the Sabbath law, and his response was, sometimes the need is greater than the law. Yeah, we're supposed to abide by the authority within us, but the Bible also says it is better to obey God than man. So if it breaches a law of God, ignore the law that exists within human space. Like, if the Bible tells me that murder is wrong, and my government's trying to get me to kill somebody for unjust reasons, the correct response from a biblical narrative is to not do that thing.
It's that thing I was just talking about. Isn't that crazy? Again, remember those verses every time Dr. Chud says something out of pocket. Like, don't make me tap a sign. Because seriously, I wouldn't be tapping at this entire video, except that would be incredibly boring to watch. Maybe I'll just put like a tapping sign camera in the bottom right corner. That'd be kind of funny. But oh my gosh, dude. A conservative Christian acting racist towards immigrants. The world's gone mad, dude. That would never happen. What's next? A fork found in the kitchen? No! Also, once again, fork found in the kitchen. He is homophobic. Of course. I mean, what do we expect? I don't even want to cover this one. It's obvious. Like, what do we expect? We expected it to, like, be a huge ICE supporter, but not hate gay people? Like, okay.
God calls it an abomination. But my point is we all have sin. That is a sin, stealing sin, lying is a sin, murder is a sin. And some people have trouble rejecting that temptation. It forces that lifestyle. It affects some more than others. And it might affect you, it might affect me, somebody else. And if we believe in trust in Jesus, he can help us reject sin.
He's telling this to a lesbian who has felt, like, you know, ostracized by the church because of homophobia. And he's all like, actually, well, you should remain celibate because the Bible is very clear on this.
Yeah, my point when it comes to this type of stuff is, even assuming it is a sin, I would love to see some of these people go as mad dog about things like, I don't know, gossip, lying, theft, as they do the gays. How is it the gays and the trans are like the biggest hot button issue with Christians? What is wrong with you people?
Dude, if you look into it, it is not clear at all. There have been so many translation debates about a lot of those early verses. I'm not even going to get into it. That's a whole other can of worms. I'm not the most educated on that. But it's not actually clear. That's the funny part to me. Like, being gay is not a choice. Like, especially in an area full of homophobia. Why would you choose to deal with that, you know? Actually, no, it's just Satan possessing you or whatever. But, like, it's not a choice, basically, right? So, why would God choose to just create somebody who is completely biologically predisposed to sin? That's kind of what got me thinking about it, too. So wait, do conservative Christians hate bi people more? Because then they kind of, like, have a choice not to sin. But don't worry. That's about all the problematic stuff he's done.
But I don't support Israel. I don't support Palestine either. But I do know that those are two groups of people that reject Jesus as the Messiah. They reject the Lord Jesus Christ. So I don't support either one of them.
Oh my gosh, guys. Someone's getting shot across the street. But I'm not going to call the cops, though, because I don't really want to pick sides. Wait, what do you mean I'm on the side of the shooter? I guess it's better than outright supporting Israel. But when you don't pick a side out of apathy, you basically just support the status quo. A status quo that is unimaginably violent towards Palestinians. Although I will say, the one good thing to come from this video is that he mentioned all the people in his comments who always say stuff like, I'm Israeli, this is my favorite account. And he didn't really get it, so I feel like he probably thinks he just has some giant fan base in Israel.
I think he fully gets it. That's what I think.
So funny to me. Oh my gosh. And has this guy ever had a correct take? I'm so serious. I don't think I've ever watched a video and been like, man, he cooked. Like, here's a tweet of his. Streamer Amiru, who uses her body for...
Allegedly assaulted when it's literally on video. You will never hate journalists enough. Streamer Emiru, who uses her body for views, gets explicitly assaulted at convention. There, I fixed it. Okay. So, if the faithful sheriff ever shows up to a convention and people beat the dog stuffing out of him, be sure to remind him of this. Because his views could get somebody beaten. And saying, well, it's okay that she got assaulted because she uses her bodies for views. Brother, do you actually read the Bible or do you just use it for, like, decoration? Good Lord. Unironically.
Reviews gets expectedly assaulted at convention. There, I fixed it. If he was anybody but himself, he would have had a second brain cell to rub together and realize, man, maybe men have an assaulting problem. But instead of that, he decides to blame the woman. Absolutely disgusting. And
I wouldn't say it's that men have an assaulting problem. I'd say that men have a sin problem.
I think it comes from a place of resentment. He clearly idolizes a lot of streamers and wants to be a big streamer. And so I think he sees someone like Amiru and is just like overcome with resentment. Like, look at this girl. Clearly the only reason she gets more views than me is because she has a body. For one, that's not true. And for two, that doesn't justify assault. That's barbaric. I think
Well, hold on. It can be true. You can't be assaulted unless you have a body. That's the only way it's true.
Personality matters a lot too while streaming. And that's why she's a millionaire and why you get ratioed every video. Dude. One good take. Please, dude. One.
The story, great. The animation, great. Okay? The manga, great. Everything about One Piece is great, except...
Manga? I hate them already.
The anime. It shouldn't take you 50 episodes to get through one fight.
Finally, okay, I actually agree with that one. Like, look, I actually like One Piece, but I think the anime pacing is ass. Read the manga instead, but... I don't know. I feel like the manga pacing isn't the best either, but I kind of read it in class, so I probably would have been bored like any...
Okay, I shouldn't have to say this in this stream. If you want to know why the pacing of the One Piece anime is slow, it's because they have to make sure they don't overlap the manga. That's why. It's quicker to go through the story in animated form than it is in comic form. So they quickly... That's why they have so much filler. That's why they have absurd pacing issues. They're trying to let the freaking artist catch up and overpass them so they can continue to make the show.
Anyway, if I wasn't, so maybe that made it more tolerable. I don't know.
Why do you think the fight on Namek took forever? Why do you think we have the driving episodes of Dragon Ball? Why do you think we had, like, the Bound arc in Bleach? They're all from the same thing. In fact, the only anime I have fully watched that handled their filler stuff right, to a point to where I couldn't even tell without reading the manga itself that it was filler, was freaking Sailor Moon.
Oh, shout out One Piece for my degrees. Sorry, I low-key forgot to unpause the camera when I did that transition, so we're doing it now. Anyways, you kind of get a gist of Dr. Witnesser's general problematic opinions now, and just who he is as a person. Now, let's talk about who he is as a streamer, and his absurd lack of self-awareness and horrible attempted rebranding. Like, I'm gonna be real, if you want...
eBay user green, do not troll me. Do not!
To be a successful streamer, handle every interaction Dr. Witnesser does in the exact opposite way he handles it. Let's take a look at some examples. He finds a way to squeeze every possible bit of entertainment value out of every single situation he's in. It's bizarre. Like, he meets some of the most bizarre people in-game, and if any other person ran into people like this regularly, they would be Streamer of the Year every year because of the sheer entertainment value of the side characters. But somehow, Dr. Witnesser is holding comedy gold in his hands every fucking stream and drops it every single time.
Ice shooting in Minneapolis?
Ice? Like...
What, the ice shooting in Minneapolis? Why would be shooting somebody? Come on, bro.
I don't know, but you said ice. What the fuck are you talking about? You talking about the Ice Cube?
You don't know the...
Dude, I would have the time of my life talking to this guy. Not Witnesser, the other guy. Like, the dad jokes would not stop.
ICE, the immigration law enforcement, immigration custody
No,
enforcement?
no.
You've been living under a rock? It's an agency that goes around and enforcing immigration.
Let me tell you something, man. I haven't paid for time or anything on my phone in nearly 2 years or more, bro.
You get on the internet to...
Like, I was in call with some people a while ago, yesterday, I think, or the day before, and I was going through, like, the spam mail, in my email address, and it's like pictures. What was it that was said in the email? Pictures of my bent over kitchen, and I'm like, that's weird. Kitchens shouldn't bend over. This doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't have any stability. And I made the entire call groan.
Play Fortnite though. Okay.
Yeah, I play Fortnite and go to work, bro.
Wow.
That's what I do. And make sure my bills and shit's paid with my kids are straight. That's what I do.
Do you read anything?
Not really, bro. Not no more.
So you don't read your Bible?
Man, don't go there.
But like, dude, what? Who are these people? How are you getting so lucky with who you're meeting? The concept of a dude who doesn't know what ICE is because all he does is go to work and then go play Fortnite with like 0 internet contact is so funny. How do you fumble that? How do you not make that a viral clip? He's like, ICE? Like you mean meth? Like, that is such a good character. That is so funny.
It is.
And you fumble all like entertainment value out of the clip.
So you are gay. You just said so. Jeez. I mean, I
Yeah,
understand.
I'm trying to convert you. That's why.
Oh, okay. There would be 0 chance of you converting me, bro. You want 0 chance? Not in a million years. Not even in a trillion years. Not even in infinity.
All right, we'll see.
No, it's not. You'll see.
Yeah, dude. The more you say it, the more secure in your sexuality you look. Oh, dude, you'll never convert me. Never, ever, never, ever, never, ever.
You know why you'll never, ever, ever, ever? Because I believe in Jesus and I follow the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
What do you mean, amen? You can't be like, amen, but I'm gay. I'm like,
You can just respond to that if you want to try to be funny. It's like, I'm going to convert you to gay. It's like, no, you can't convert me into being gay. Because in order to convert to being gay, you have to be gay. And I am not gay. But you're gay. Like, you can, as lame as that may have sounded, it's still better than what he did. You can run with that so much. Or you could be like, I'm going to convert you to gay. And it's like, okay, what's the conversion rate from that to USD? How about pounds? How about Canadian loonies? Like, what's the conversion rate here? Like, you can run with that, but this alleged dad can't even make a dad joke.
well, that's what you just said. You said you're trying to convert me.
No, I'm not gay. I just like converting people to gayness.
Okay, bro.
Does that make sense? You know what that means?
No, it does not make sense. You're trolling.
Oh.
You like converting people to gayness? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
But you're not gay. Okay.
Nope.
Makes total sense.
I'm trying to put you on game. You're not listening.
Again, the funniest people in his games. The concept of a straight dude that goes around converting people to gayness just for shits and giggles is so funny, and he's just like, he's doing absolutely nothing with this material. But it's not just funny people he meets. He actually meets a lot of interesting people from different walks of life, and proceeds to be absurdly judgy.
You do that for a living.
Well, currently, yeah.
A house spouse. Are you talking about a stay-at-home dad?
Yeah.
But you don't have kids.
Yeah.
So you're just a stay-at-home person. So you're unemployed.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Like, Dr. Winnister, who are you to judge someone for being a house spouse? That's
Right?
literally what you do. I checked his LinkedIn. There's nothing there except content creator.
Very funny, but I just don't find it for real that this pays bills for an entire family. Well, your mom is a very generous giver.
For reference, Dr. Winnister streams to like 13 people for 3 hours a day, and his most popular short on YouTube has 10k views, and 10k short views is like maybe $1 max. And yes, he does not have another job. At least he's never told us about one, and when people ask what he does, he says that he does this. As long as your wife and kids support this, I actually don't see that big of an issue with it. I don't get how this is fulfilling, but I don't see a huge issue with it. Whatever, live your life how you want. But you can't judge other people for being a house spouse. Like, what the hell? You're a stay-at-home dad right now, dude. And yes, he does have a wife and kids. I've never seen them, but somebody in this comment thread said that he saw them on the Christmas Day stream, and then someone immediately called him out for watching Dr. Winnister on Christmas Day.
Dude, look, here's the thing. Like, I've had a lot of people assume that I do this for a living. I don't. If I had been in a position where I had to say I do content creation on YouTube or streaming for a living, I think I'd rather tell people that I'm a prostitute. Not that that's inherently, like, something to shame somebody for, but I think that would be less embarrassing.
But yeah, back to his financial situation, I just find it so funny because he's a super typical, again, conservative Christian. He's super pro-nuclear family. Dude, your family is not a nuclear family. They got a breadwinner, 2 kids, and a parasite. Like, dude, the absurd lack of self-awareness. He cannot see how other people perceive of his life. Like, in his own mind, he is a godly Fortnite missionary going around spreading the gospel to the lost, right? Everyone else sees that this is an excuse to play video games all day. And I'm so serious. One of his old Twitch bios said that he used to be addicted to gaming, but doesn't actually recommend it anymore, and only plays games so he can convert other video game players who are lost. And it's like, dude, what actually changed in your life since you ended this addiction? All you do is the exact same thing, except you talk about God really rudely sometimes in video games. It's like, the purpose of the system is what it does. Like, you didn't change anything, you just changed how you explain it. Like, yeah, guys, I'm tired of doing drugs, it's the story of my life, but I'm gonna keep doing them so I can preach to the other guys at the trap house. Like, what is wrong with you, man? And another example of his absurd lack of self-awareness is just his entire, like, content in general. Sorry, I'm doing the thing again because I got more information. I don't care. So, one of the things that Christians really do that kind of icks me out, and especially Dr. Witnesser, is, well, Dr. Witnesser is in here talking to unaccompanied minors of Fortnite lobbies about religion, and it always comes off as so creepy to me.
Yes, I talk to minors all the time. So what? And an 8-year-old, I talk to them all day. Every day. So what?
So what? Is that as creepy as fuck? A lot of Christians really put this, like, idea on a pedestal of converting children because, because they're kind of saving the innocent from hell, and oh my gosh, my room's getting dark, I'm so sorry. And to me, just seeing a grown man, like, talk to unaccompanied minors about religion is just so gross to me. Even when it's not about religion, it's just the way he interacts with them is, ugh.
Are you in school? You sound like you're a kid.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. What grade are we talking about? Junior high? 5th? Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
that someone invited me into like something or not.
Oh yeah, don't accept their invite, bro. Don't accept their invite.
Like, I'm so serious. Imagine being a parent and knowing that your kid is talking to some 41-year-old man who is encouraging them not to leave the game to talk to them.
No, get out. No, I know who you are. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
What? What are you doing?
No, they told me. No, someone randomly told me that you're an absolute pedophile.
Dude, I find it so funny that there's like an anti-Dr. Witnesser league out there just like adding whoever's in his game and telling him to get out. That's so funny to me. As far as I know, there's not any proof of those sort of allegations, but again, I would advise nobody talk to this guy. It is extremely creepy, even if it doesn't seem sexual in manner. By the way, he posted that himself. All these clips today have been posted by himself. Just another example of his absurd lack of self-awareness. And the worst—
Well, that's the thing. I still think that there's, like, trolling. I still think so. I still think that this is trolling. I still think this is grifting. But let's go ahead and take it as though it's legitimate, right? Can you talk to children about God? Yes. Can you do so in a way that's not like this freak? Yes. I've had people come to my comment section, some of which are pretty obviously children, to ask pretty hard questions. And I'll answer the questions, but I don't go seeking them out. There's a difference between seeking out random literal children to try to talk to them, quote-unquote, about God, and answering random people who show up to ask you a question. And this dude is a creep. Like, I'm sorry, but something's not right here. There's something seriously wrong that also gives me the ick. I don't know what Royal here is talking about how Christians see it as saving the pure from hell or whatever. I've never experienced anything like that, and I've never seen that. Whenever it came to witnessing to children, that was usually done by other children when I went to different churches. So I have no clue.
Worst part to me is that, like, if he was more self-aware, I think he could actually make this sort of content work. If he looked for genuine human interactions and just kind of played up the silliness a little, I think that would actually be kind of entertaining. And he could, like, talk to his chat about the Bible too, instead of just being rude to people in game. But the thing is, that would require being a person with actual people skills and the ability to convert other people. He is not. And he doesn't see that. He doesn't see that, like, this content could work, but he's going about it the complete wrong way. He just thinks everybody else is demonic, and that's why they don't listen to him. And here's the final, most genuinely painful example of his lack of self-awareness. His rebrand into a Burnt Peanut clone. If you don't know, the Burnt Peanut is a VTuber who uses a peanut avatar, and for some reason, Dr. Witnesser is absolutely infatuated. Here's a clip.
Hey, come on. Fat Americans. All right, pal. Keep paying 90% taxes. How much you insult your king, huh? How much you go ahead and tweet a little something about your king, huh? That's like that. I can say it.
So he hopped online one day and just started claiming that the burnt peanut turned him into a peanut, and he tags him on every post. He tags him in his bio. He's just desperate for one crumb of attention. Like, dude, burnt peanut, please notice me.
I know you thought this would be clever, but it's the most embarrassing thing you've done in a minute. Again, I didn't do anything. It's not me. He did it to me. I don't know why you can't get that through your head. Well, now let's witness.
But like, so he's over here claiming to be turned into a peanut by the burnt peanut. And like, it's so bad because he's explaining this to people in game who can't see his stream.
I'm doing the best I can with, you know, having no arms and legs and being cursed as a peanut by the bungulator, but I'm doing good. I'm doing all right. I'm living my best peanut life.
I like to hear it. I like it.
Yeah.
Positive.
I called his friend boring and I woke up a peanut the next morning. My only conclusion is that he cursed me.
Makes sense.
Do we not have theory of mind here? Do you not realize that they do not see your stream and they're just confused as fuck right now? It's horrible, man. Like, I couldn't even like proof watch most of this. This was such a hard section to write because like the secondhand embarrassment I got while trying to watch these peanut clips is just horrid. Like, I've never seen a worse example of attention seeking online. It's so bad. Also, he calls himself the faithful sheriff.
Unfortunately, I've seen a lot of worse examples of attention seeking. I'm actually jealous of this guy to that extent.
Now and does this accent.
We're going into Fortnite and telling everybody about the good Lord, as you do.
The faithful sheriff was once human, but on one fateful day, an epic battle against his arch nemesis, the burnt peanut, he was turned into a peanut with dark magic. After a week of fighting against this evil transformation, he was unable to stop it. With his old self completely gone, he has taken up the mantle of the faithful sheriff to fight against the forces of the evil by spreading the word of the Lord across the gaming world. Imagine being the burnt peanut, you check your mentions and you see this guy just stealing your entire grift and begging for your attention. Oh my gosh, that's gotta be such a bizarre experience.
I'd bully them. Were it me, I would just actually bully the guy.
Get the burnt peanut to respond to this video by saying, I release you of your peanut bombs. You get your witnesses back, and I'll be gone. You got a week to do this.
And dude, what does he think is going to happen if he gets a bunch of new viewers? Like, say the burnt peanut actually did say something. Great, now you have thousands of new eyes in your content, and all those new people are going to see the exact same things that everybody else sees. Because your content hasn't changed, you haven't changed as a person. You're already getting ratioed. You bring in a bunch more people, you're going to get ratioed the same. Because again, he hasn't changed at all despite the rebrand.
Yeah, but it's clear he wants the attention. All these videos we're going to be going over is giving him what he wants. That's what I think.
Immediately, one of his first Peanut videos, he calls a Jew a Christ hater. Like, yeah, I'm sure not being a Peanut VTuber was your problem here and why people react badly to your content. And it's just so funny. I've never seen a rebrand be worse than the original. It's like, he has all the same, like, personality traits and just general rudeness to people, but now he's just, like, randomly explaining his whole Peanut lore to people who can't see the avatar. It's like, oh my, dude, it's truly unwatchable. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to make a video on because, like, I can hardly even, like, stomach the source material. But yeah, I'm gonna be real, that's about all I have on Dr. Witnesser. I hope you see why I find this guy just to be so frustrating to watch and, like, why I really want to make a video about him. He's just so, like, Reddit incarnate, dude. It's so frustrating to me. But you know what? That's all I got. Later.
There's no permission needed for me to post content. Did you know that? You're in a public game. Hi, how you doing? Well, good Monday morning, everybody. It's the Faithful Sheriff and...
Alright, so the other day we took a look at the burnt peanut, and today we're taking a look at his evil twin. They have no correlation besides the fact that this guy's just wait. The Faithful Sheriff, dude.
Hi, I'm Goof.
All over the timeline with his bullshit little peanut avatar. Want to talk about clout demons, dude? Take a look at the burnt Sheriff. I missed the burnt. Holy Faithful Sheriff. So I briefly mentioned the Faithful Sheriff in my last video, and a lot of people told me in the comment section that this guy's actually a former Twitch streamer who got banned named Dr. Witnesser, who was known for shit like this.
Assuming you moved to Battlefield because the COD lobbies are too toxic?
No, I was actually playing Fortnite, and I've also played Call. Nothing's too toxic for Dr. Witnesser, okay? Like, I've heard it all, and nothing offends me.
I've heard it all, and nothing offends me.
When was the last time you picked up your Bible and gave it a good read?
Yes, that's Dr. Witnesser, man. I mean, just a grade A chud piece of shit. So he got banned. I don't know why he got banned. I'm gonna look that up right now because, dude, the Dumpy team does the best research for the viewers. Oh, okay, it says here he got banned for preaching religion to a Fortnite kid. This is 5 years old, so, like, I don't know if this is, like, the real new shit. I don't really know. But there'll be clips all the time all over the internet of this mother...
Okay, now I know Dumpy is somebody who's pretty popular, but here's the thing. I tell people to read their Bible. I tell people, look at these things yourself. Because they'll come to me like, hey, what's your thoughts on Here's Lane? And I'll give them my thoughts. I'll give them the research I've done. And then I'll respond by also saying, I would suggest and recommend looking into these things yourself as well. Don't just take my word for it. But that's not what this guy is doing. He's just trying to give people grief, feigning theological indignation.
You're going on Fortnite, spreading the gospel. It's like, dude, just be a Mormon missionary. Just go door to door. Like, you'd have a much better chance being successful with that than going on Fortnite talking to 12-year-olds. Like, dude, it's just weird, right? So anyways, he gets banned. He copies the Burnt Peanut's entire flow, and he does the exact same shit he did on Dr. Witnesser, but somehow it's way worse. The clips are all over my timeline, so in today's video, we'll be checking out the Faithful Sheriff, that guy. Okay, let's go. Holy shit.
Keep out this flavor.
So this is one of their most controversial clips here. Convincing a kid to work for ICE in Fortnite. This guy's gotta be rage baiting. He has to be rage baiting. But let's peep this out. By the way, disclaimer, because a lot of people still understand this shit, even though it's just a, it's the Dumpy channel. I'm not making fun of anyone's religion. I don't care what your politics are. I'm just trying to make jokes. Thank you.
Hi, how you doing? Got a microphone near you? Hello, you got a microphone?
Oh my god, he farted, dude. It's 2009 and we're watching... Did the Annoying Orange even do that shit? Bro, this guy clearly has some type of fart kink fetish, and it's very bizarre. You guys can be into whatever you want to be into. I mean, unless it's, this shit. This isn't the only one, by the way. There's a lot of worse ones, but, dude, every clip of this guy, he's doing this. Oh, yeah. The fucking thing's farting, dude. Wow. Holy shit, bro. Top tier fucking humor, dude. Look at this ass clown.
No microphone. Dang, nabbit, Bobby.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, fine. Oh, you got one. Oh, well, thank you.
Look how excited he got when he realized he's talking to a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, fine. Oh, you got one.
This dude's content is targeting kids to troll them or spread religion on them when they're just trying to play fucking Fortnite. You're clipping that. It's just weird, bro. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, there are ways. Like, you can proselytize. There are ways you can get people to talk about Christ or talk about their experiences. And it's by not being a worthless piece of garbage. It's by not sitting there making everything, like, externally about your theology. Like, you're supposed to do everything to Christ, essentially. The Bible talks about that. But at the same time, you can do it in a way that isn't shoving everything down someone's throat, because no one responds well to that. And one of the most unironic, heartbreaking things I have ever heard is when somebody told me they were surprised to hear that I'm a Christian because I don't treat gay people like garbage. You know how awful that is?
Responding. How you doing today?
That's good.
That's awesome. Having a little Fortnite game before school?
I don't have school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm homeschooled.
Oh, well, that's school. I homeschool my kids, so I know all about it. But you're already done with the homeschooling then? Or you're just taking a break?
I did all my work.
That's awesome. Good job. What grade you in?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
Can this shit just end, bro? It's just so painful to watch, man. I don't want to see a peanut, like, IRL ever, bro. Like, if I go to Five Guys, I'm gonna wear a fucking blindfold. It's not to see the peanuts, dude. I have PTSD with this shit. The burnt peanut video, I was genuinely so flabbergasted. Like, damn, this is what's working on YouTube nowadays. Wow, this gas peanut, dude. I do have to say, the burnt peanut, he forces his voice. It's super cringe, awkward, uncomfortable. At least Dr. Witnesser isn't doing that, but he's doing all the other shit. The fucking farting shit, still doing the whole Bible gimmick, which is like, dude, just stop, bro. Read the room. And the forced edgy shit, like, I don't know. It's just not funny, dude. Like, again, if you want to make edgy jokes, no problem, dude. Go ahead. Some people will moral grandstand about that shit, which I think is super lame. But when it comes all forced, awkward, and it doesn't land, it's just like, it's just cringe. It's like, that's not you, dude. Like, you don't have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I just do my work and get it over with.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. I feel you on that one. You're like, I just do it and get it over with. I move on with my life.
Yeah, with the streaming shit, because he hates his life, he hates his job. This is his job, right? Or is he like a preacher? I don't know. I assume he does this shit full time. I mean, he's always on my fucking timeline with this bullshit.
Yo, the faithful sheriff.
Yo, what's going on? How you doing?
Yo, I'm good, bro. Aren't you a peanut?
Yeah. I got turned into a peanut by he who shall not be named. That's right.
Oh.
Yeah. I used to say who, but I don't want to involuntarily include his brand into my brand without permission, you know what I mean? So I kind of like...
Oh my god, dude, just stop, bro. Just stop. For context, let me show you this, because I believe this guy drafted up a whole fake cease and desist just for clout on Twitter. From the Burnt Peanut, acting as if he got mad that this motherfucker's copying his swag, when there's like a million other Burnt Peanut clones all over the internet, which I will be probably making a video on soon. And I could tell that he's bullshitting and clout chasing based on the caption here. Look at this shit. He who shall not be named. Frowny face, but let's get into the bullshit cease and desist. I mean, shit, this isn't even the entire tweet, but he posted this huge ass wall of text with a screenshot of a email that is probably like 2% chance it's real of the cease and desist. I'm not reading all of this, it's just bullshit. He just wants to attach himself to the Burnt Peanut for views and revenue, because the Burnt Peanut's winning, and this guy has been losing for years. He even admits it's fake in the tweet. After doing some research, this email is 100% fake. It's a phishing email. Oh my god. Yeah, he probably made this shit up himself. He probably had his fucking boyfriend do it for him. It's just so pathetic, bro. Look at this shit. He took his time out of his day to do this for likes on Twitter, and it didn't even work. It completely backfired. Everything on his Twitter is pure cringe and corny as fuck. Do you think the faithful sheriff and the Burnt Peanut should stream together? Two options were hell no and yes. I voted for... I'm not gonna say which one I voted for, but it's overwhelmingly negative. I mean, all his...
I mean, it has a check mark next to it, brother. Everybody knows.
Tweets get ratioed to shit. They get way more replies than they do likes. I don't even know how anyone could unironically watch this dude and be a fan, but you have to understand there's people who, you know, watch Brent Rivera and shit, so.
I just say that now. Actually, just to be safe about it, you know? I don't want to get sued.
You get sued for being a peanut?
No. For like, including somebody else's brand into my story.
Okay, this guy's voice is starting to piss me off. I get it, he's not forcing it, but he just has this shut-ass voice. Believe it or not, Jake Paul and Dr. Witness are actually linked up, and they have a collab coming soon, and I'm super excited for that. Check out this announcement video.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Jake here. I'm here with my pal Dr. Witnesser, or as I like to call him, Dr. Chud. Say hi, Chud.
Hi, guys. Can't wait for y'all to see the collab. It's gonna be fire.
I'm hyped. Are you guys excited? That video's 100% real, by the way.
Well, good Monday morning.
Obviously, AI.
Everybody, it's the faithful sheriff, and...
He shit his pants, so we're supposed to laugh now. Wait, you don't find that funny? You don't find, oh, what are you, just a piece of shit? Are you old? That's top tier humor right there, dude. Dr. Witnesser is in with the youth, bro. No, literally, that's like his primary content.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, fine. Oh, you got one. Today, we're going into Fortnite telling everybody about the good Lord like we always do. Yes, sirree.
So is he trying to play off that he's not Dr. Witnesser, or is it just obvious and everyone knew that? I'm retarded. In the Burnt Peanut video, I showed a few clips. I had zero idea. I saw some comments and I was like, what? And I also initially thought that Dr. Witnesser was Dr. Lupo for some reason. Dude, I'm just brain dead.
We're live right now on twitch.tv/thefaithfulsheriff, so come on in. Everyone's welcome. If you're...
This guy.
Want to make this very clear. The whole farting thing is obviously to get attention. He's not doing it in real life. It's clearly from a soundboard. It's why he's able to sync up the animation with it. It's gross and weird, and I'm sure Coyote Lovely watches this guy's content.
Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between that. Now, this might come as a shock to you, but this is the beginning of the video. Hi, it's been a minute. I have been busy the past week. If any of you have been catching up with what I've been doing a lot of photography, taking photos of very, very good-looking people. But now it's time for my turn in front of the camera. I want to talk about some things. However, before we talk about some of the heavier topics today, I have something very important I need to cover with you guys. See, some of you might have heard of the recent update in which Fortnite is making their V-Bucks more expensive. A huge change for Fortnite. This is something they've never done before, except for one other time, in which they changed the price of Hatsune Miku. Don't believe me? Look up Fortnite Hatsune Miku inflation.
Die!
So that's all the jokes for today. With the ever-growing popularity of people like Burnt Peanut, there have been clones coming out of the woodwork, as with any popular trend, because people like money and attention and money. However, there is one, the faithful sheriff. He has been... Let's just watch a clip of his content very quickly. I want you guys to get a taste of this gentle squirt. Motivational Monday, we're live, link in bio. I want you to just guess what you think is going to happen in this video. Him calling out Burnt Peanut or saying the N-word. It's not insane offensive shit. It's so much... Worse is a questionable term for this. Let's just play it.
Good morning, everybody. It's the faithful sheriff, and... Today, we're going into Fortnite telling everybody about the good Lord. Everyone's welcome. If you're nice and all that.
Should I gift Dr. Witnesser a sub? Yes. Absolutely. Gift him a sub to my channel. That would be fucking hilarious. I want to see like a game clip. What does he do?
Also, real quick, I forgot to mention this because I guess this is where the scuff is this time. I now have something to give you guys when you reach a goal. So I have started a goal, 5 super chats, and you'll see what I have cobbled up together as a reward for reaching that goal. Beckett has stickers. Falgi feeds his dog. Yin has s'mores. You will see what I have.
Yeah. Bro didn't grab a golden assault rifle and kept his green one, by the way. Completely unrelated. Just pissed me off when I was watching it. Oh my god! You actually gifted a sub to the... Oh no! Oh, he's gonna get a notification about... How did you do that? I saw this one tweet that killed me earlier. This one. Fart fetishist conservative that grooms kids on Fortnite. I know writers who use subtext, and they're all cowards. There's no such thing as nuance. You know one? Same. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Sav, pause the stream for a few hours. I gotta take a nap. Sure. The only thing that I've known of him, at least before this whole peanut malarkey, was all the clips of him being like, well, back during the slave time, slave owners would say, and he just says the N-word. He's trying to, like, mask it as educational, as if we didn't know that people said who were racist said the N-word. Can we, like, wait. Oh, this is his face, by the way.
So, back in the day of the 1910
And no, it is not a goal animation. There's no animation to what the goal is.
1800s, people would refer to...
Yeah, see? And he would say that, and then it would be the N-word. He would say the whole N-word. Hey, man, so, I don't know if you checked in the mirror recently, but you are a Caucasian. Why is he using the font that, like, the Grammys use? Yeah, there was the fact that every stream I've seen so far, this dude gets doxxed. And he doesn't even do very well at hiding it. Like, someone will say his address in like, the proximity chat, and he'll hit him with a...
Unlike me, who is undoxable because I dox myself.
I can't play the video because it would be doxing him and I'd be doxing him on my stream, which isn't allowed. Check out the Faithful Sheriff YouTube channel. There's a YouTube channel. He has a YouTube channel? Why? Oh, he posts no views. Oh my god, is this a fresh one? Fresh off. Oh my god, I just got here. Yesterday is older than bro. Can we calm down with that?
Is this the ice cream truck? Did the ice cream truck finally come? It's the battle bus. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're in Fortnite. You're jumping out.
Why does he keep looking at me, by the way? Where's his webcam? On his monitor?
Where you from, buddy?
I don't know. How old are you, bro?
So you never had a conversation with somebody outside of Fortnite that was involving where you're from? Like
Every
a stranger,
single game I play, ask me that
a stranger
question.
at a bar or something, you know? Like,
There's like two of the least charismatic people on the planet having a conversation. This stream would be so much better if you also farted. Who's to say I haven't been?
what do you do for a living? Does everybody ask you that question too?
I don't go around. Well, I don't go around killing animals.
Where are these things coming from? Holy shit. I retract my statement. This is not two of the least charismatic people on the planet. This is two AIs having a conversation. Holy God, why is my chat the only comment? You can tell the Faithful Sheriff genuinely believes he deserves to live. Oh my god. Oh yeah. I love big and gassy peanuts.
Oh my
I really am just a fucking
goodness.
diabolical freak in YouTube comments. Like, we'll have like a random stream, we talk about some YouTuber, then I go and comment on their shit.
That's weird.
Because you guys do that in Texas.
What? Holy shit, because you guys do that in Texas. Do you only eat meat in Texas? Where does this guy live in Texas? I don't know, but everyone else does. I've seen his address more than I've seen my own. I want to see if there's another like good that was actually comedy gold. I really enjoyed watching that. He wants an easy life.
What is the
Hello? That's not what I clicked.
Okay,
what
this
is the
guy's
point of a
funny.
Stream, literally just for you to talk to children. You gotta be some kind of...
That was really good.
I've explained numerous times. My dream is to be one of the biggest Christian content creators in the world, to be able to attract a huge audience to the stream.
Biggest creator, Christian creator, you gotta pick a struggle.
I chose Fortnite to preach the gospel in games because it was a game I already knew how to play.
That's a good reason. It's the only game
If your goal is to be the biggest Christian content creator, then you're not worshiping God, you're worshiping yourself. Womp womp.
ever played. Savarino, I'm so gassy, please help. What are you guys doing here? How do you get here so fast? How is it already even like? I mean, I liked it now too, but like, how did that? Okay, I'm not even reading that one out loud. Just end it. Anyway, moving on. Savarino's my favorite lesbian. He just doesn't know it yet. Man, what the hell? Check posts. There's AI art. No way. Are the dead really dead? What? This shit looks like, this cover looks like Animorphs. It looks like you turned from ghost into grieving man. To everyone who thought I actually got into a serious accent, I humbly apologize. I guess I wrote the story out too well. It was a bit and part of the storyline I made up to have some fun. No, I don't intend to stay as a peanut. Obviously, I think burnt peanut will respond eventually and I'll go back to being normal. Are you trying to say peanuts aren't normal? Don't forget, Jesus is first, but second, I'm an entertainer. Well, you're not Jesus. Wait, what's happening? Put them both in a meat grinder. Jesus. I was involved in a horrible accident today. I don't know if I'll be scarred for- Wait, okay, this is the bit that he's talking about. I don't know if I'll be scarred forever or not, but I will persevere and continue to bring the gospel to the children of Fortnite. Wait, so you're telling me his peanut persona came from a car crash? What is he, like, fucking RoboCop? His brain's small enough. So you have 28,000 on YouTube. Why do you not just stream on YouTube? It's better here. What brain? Like, fair enough. Convincing a kid to work for ICE. This is gonna be fucking gem. What could this possibly be?
Hi, how you doing?
Please fart.
You got a microphone, do you? Hello, you got a microphone?
Oh my god! Careful what you wish for. This fuck-ass retention technique. He just puts farts in the beginning of his video, and people will stick around because they're amazed at what just happened. Ah! Mr. Peanut Man, do you ever consider exploring other men's bodies? If so, hit me up. I can't send that. No, I can't, dude. I can't. And send. Anyway. Why are you still doing it?
Oh, you got one. Oh, well, thank you for responding. Fortnite game before school?
I don't have school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm homeschooled.
I homeschool my kids.
Oh, that's great. I'm sure they're gonna turn out fine. By the way, I just want to note, by the way, he spent the first 12 seconds farting. That was 12 seconds of ass blasting, and he posted it online. He posted that to the internet.
I gotta do it, get over it. I move on with my life. So I can play some Fortnite.
It's like the only time he's comfortable having a conversation with anyone on the internet is when they're below the age of 18. It's crazy because like the conversation with that man was so awkward. The conversation he has when people drop his address in chat, also awkward.
Well, what do you want to do when you grow up? You got any ideas?
A fireman or SWAT team.
Ooh, that's cool. Maybe we could work for ICE. They round up all the illegal aliens, or sorry, undocumented workers, and send them back to, you know.
Did he just try to be woke inadvertently? What was he trying? Was he trying to evade cancellation while getting a kid to join ICE? Again, yet again, pick a struggle.
Yeah, I guess it's not proper to say illegal aliens anymore. I don't know the proper lingo.
Buddy, you're a peanut. Why is Siri telling me to go to a peanut shop? Go away! You bitch. The origin of the Faithful Sheriff. Wait, there's lore? Wait, I need to know. I want to know the Faithful Sheriff lore.
Wasn't your name something else, or it was always this?
No, yeah, I used to be Dr. Whitted.
You guys smell something?
I did rebrand, actually. It was Dr. Witnesser for a long time.
Oh, this is actually lore. Wait, we have to listen to him talk.
Gingy is a friend of the Burnt Peanut.
Right.
I didn't think she was ever going to see that comment, but I said I don't know what the big deal is. I find Gingy boring. She comments on it herself and says, what a nice thing to say. I can see how people could say that was me.
I'm genuinely baffled. How could this potentially lead to him becoming a peanut? Is it rage? Is it vindictive? Is it like revenge?
Well, then I thought it would be funny for the next day for me to be a peanut.
So he literally just did it out of spite, where he was like, I don't like the woman, so I'm gonna copy the streamer guy.
To be turned into a peanut by the Burnt Peanut for calling his friend Gingy boring.
I'm shocked that the guy in his squad is sitting and listening. He probably took his headphones off at this point, to be honest.
Okay, yes, that's the origin story.
Okay, that's cool. I'm so glad I got to learn that. I care. Let me go all the way down. So he's posted a ton. Wait, so he was actually just Burnt Peanut at first.
I don't know what happened, okay?
He is doing Burnt Peanut's voice.
I'm just as shocked as you are, okay?
How does he do that accent so well? It actually sounds like it. What's the Faithful Sheriff's thing again? Thing? You mean his address that you just said right after? Let's see.
How does he do that accent? I mean, if you know anything about what you're doing, you can always talk about how you have chlamydia. They don't have wine in hell.
Recent broadcasts. He's only done 2 streams. Wait, no, he hasn't only done 2. Are all these clips from 2 streams? Holy content farm. Sorry, close the tab, get it out. He knew that timestamp.
This
when
poor
I tell
man.
You, I've never visited his channel. This is cheating. He's actually cheating. Because what he's doing is, he's trying to pan.
I like this guy. He gets trolled by his own chat constantly. I like, you know what? I'm subscribing to this guy. This guy's funny.
To the fart fetishists by making this content because they have no choice but to watch. They're not even listening to his gospel preaching. They're just listening to the gas coming out of his ass. Also, why was his name for a period the Chudster? He should have kept that one. It's much more accurate.
Give me one moment. I'd like to get to know my fellow Arc Raiders. Let's just not extract just 1 second. Hold on.
Dude, that is not something I would trust if I was playing Arc Raiders. Someone said, I want to get to know you. I'm out. Bye. That's what they say before shooting you in the head with a gun.
When was the last time you read your Bible?
When's the last time you read a book?
Where are you from? What do you do for a living?
No one...
I mean, the Bible is like multiple books.
Please do not answer that question. But if anyone ever asks you that, do not answer that. Ever. Check his Twitter account. What the hell could he be saying? Lol, us diaper fetish folk also think the Faithful Sheriff is epic. My amazingly witty partner was changing my nappy the other day, and she, with zero hesitation, said, woo, did the Faithful Sheriff wear this freaking diaper or what? I laughed till I cried. Absolutely epic. I don't feel well. Gem? No, I don't think so. My chair's going down. I'm going lower. Oh, this is about this. It's about the cease and desist. Unauthorized imitation, impersonation, and related infringement. This firm represents the Burnt Peanut. Prominent Twitch streamer. It's not real.
Love some Legends of Adventurous references. I don't know, man. Geneva Convention? More like Geneva Suggestions. Mustard? How about mustard gas?
Oh, but he decided to write an entire fucking eulogy about it. Dude. Holy, I ain't reading all that. All right, does Dr. Witnesser... Wait, Dr. Witnesser has an account? Okay, the Dr. Witnesser does not belong to him anymore because there is now a new account. The banner is the peanut. I'm just going to describe it because I cannot show it on stream. It is the peanut from the Faithful... The Faithful Sheriff streams. However, he has white stuff all over his mouth. A Star of David on his cowboy hat. And it says, the Faithful F-slur. Just the whole F-slur. And the profile picture. Oh, the profile picture. I'll just show it in a different tab. Is...
Gross.
And it's crazy, too, that this whole Dr. Witnesser thing, this whole Faithful Sheriff thing, this gem has spawned purely because this dumb chud, or dare I say, Mr. Chuddy or whatever his name was, said the N-word on stream more than once, and then decided to rebrand as a fucking peanut and spread God's word on Fortnite as a peanut. The Chudster. Thank you. My bad. I shouldn't misnomer him. He has an Instagram account. Comments have been limited. Damn it! You weakling. You know what's a better Instagram account, in my opinion? If I were to give a personal favorite. Now, I don't know if you guys heard of this guy, but this Savry.mp4 guy, I don't know.
Why can't I beef with people like this guy? Why isn't it people like this guy I have, like, protracted wars with? Because you know what? He's funny. And he's not a jerk about it. Like, and he doesn't seem like a scumbag. Why isn't it this type of guy that I am beefing with? Why is it always, like, kid touchers, animal rapists, and various stalking freaks? Doggone it.
Hi. So a while ago, I made a video on my second channel about a guy named Dr. Witnesser, a racist, transphobic Christian gamer who insisted on making content about talking to children in...
Just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score.
Fortnite about Jesus.
I guess just like, do you support anything in that community type stuff?
No, absolutely not. Why would I? It goes against God. It's not according to the Bible.
Oh my goodness, I just realized. This guy looks like a loser version of Ryan Laserpants from the 3POA podcast. Holy crap. Poor Ryan.
You think people choose to be though?
Absolutely. If I'm a white dude, but I say the N-word like this, I'll give you an example. A guy calls me the N-word, and I say, bro, I'm not a okay? Am I racist for saying the N-word in the context of saying that he called me that?
It's hard to believe that video is almost 3 years old now. And since then, Dr. Witnesser and I have actually both changed a lot. I came out as a girl, and he came out as a peanut. Life's crazy like that. Now, I mean,
congratulations on the transition for both of you.
Witnesser wasn't really a doctor. I don't know if anyone could tell. I'm pretty sure he only called himself that in the first place because he watched Dr. Disrespect, a fellow gamer for Christ, who was, you know, banned from Twitch for inappropriately messaging a minor. And for my own protection, I normally would say allegedly, but he admitted it himself. Dr. Witnesser has for a long time defended Dr. Disrespect and even given money to him, all after the reason he was banned from Twitch has been fully exposed.
Dr. Witnesser didn't give it the $10 doc. I'm 20 minutes.
Creep.
It's deep in some spice, hot, acidic, goosebump-driven diarrhea, and I ran out of toilet paper. I'm install 102 in the arena. Can you send Alex in to toss me a roll? Alex is not here today. You're in shit out of luck.
I definitely think that counts as a sin, to give this guy money. It has to. Otherwise, there's literally no point to any of this.
I mean, enabling somebody in their sin, yeah, probably.
You get exposed for talking to minors? Yes, I talk to minors all the time in Fortnite. So what?
But I...
See, he knows what he's doing. He fully is well aware of what he's doing.
Guess eventually Mr. Witnesser, he's not a doctor, found a new content creator he enjoyed watching that he felt like ripping off. This time, the Burnt Peanut.
Go, go, go! One left.
I already have a backpack.
You literally said the N-word multiple times. I don't know why saying a word means anything, but okay.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, dude. Stealing is also a sin. That's two, and we just started, Dr. Witnesser. Thou shalt not covet thy streamer's nut, okay? That's in the Bible, I've seen it. It does make a lot of sense for Dr. Disrespect's audience or former audience to move on to someone like the Burnt Peanut. He's playing the same kinds of video games with the same meathead persona. It's just a generally similar audience. Burnt Peanut is the modern-day Dr. Disrespect.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if that's true. Simply because I've seen some of Dr. Disrespect's crap, and I've seen, unfortunately due to all this, some of the Burnt Peanuts, he doesn't seem to have the same level of ego and arrogance. Like, I can understand why the Zoomers find this guy entertaining, while I myself don't.
Not like in a weird way. I'm just in the sense that he has that same pull that Dr. Disrespect did before he was banned from Twitch and everyone knew he was weird as fuck. Anyway, Dr. Witnesser stole the Burnt Peanut's entire thing and slapped a lazy cowboy motif on it and rebranded as the Faithful Sheriff.
Do you guys believe in a man named Jesus?
Which even the name is kind of similar to the Burnt Peanut, the Faithful Sheriff. In my head, I keep calling him the Faithful Peanut, and I'm pretty sure he wants that. I'm pretty sure he wants people to get them confused. But now the Faithful Sheriff can say all the same insane, horrifying things he was before, but without the liability of having his gross face out at the same time. And people fucking hate this guy. I don't know if I've ever seen a content creator get this dogpiled by...
Also, I'll have you know, Faithful Sheriff responded to this lady with posting a picture of her face and trying to mock her, and immediately got annihilated in the comments because just posting it. Brother, that ain't Christian.
Everyone online at the same time. He is the crucified peanut. And to be honest, I don't even feel bad. He fucking sucks. Curtis Connor's recent video on Dr. Witnesser does a really good job explaining his rebrand from Witnesser to Peanutnesser. But a big part of the reason I was motivated to make this video is because Dr. Witnesser has so quickly rebranded to the Faithful Sheriff. There's a lot of things that Curtis actually missed or didn't have the chance to put in his video, namely the farting.
We're going into Fortnite and telling everybody about the good Lord.
Also, real quick to Heather Schaefer, Lio needs to contact the Gilded Calamitous Intent. They can give him all the crappy arches. Funny thing, I have a group chat with some of the streamer bros, and I named it the Guild of Calamitous Intent.
That's right, like we do.
Yeah, the farting.
You're kind of right there, actually. Yeah.
He farts. He farts in almost every video.
Yeah. You want to hear a story?
Oh my goodness. Trust me, be for me. I'll talk about that.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate seeing his face and I hate seeing him do it. This genuinely feels like fetish content. Like the fact that it's so casually in these videos, like all the time. I love fart jokes. Farts are super funny. When this guy's...
I've never been amused by bathroom humor. Like that guy, the previous guy, his response, him responding to this guy's quote unquote humor, that was funny. But the bathroom humor stuff, I'll never be fond of.
Doing them. There's just something fucking off here. Especially with the way his little VTuber moves, his P-tuber. I feel like I'm watching the Bowser fart gif. If you've seen any clip of the Faithful Sheriff, you've
I hate that I know what she's talking about.
probably seen this one where he allegedly gets his address leaked on Fortnite.
Like how you lied about being from Texas when you live at 41 Drive.
I don't live there, buddy.
Really? Because your wife does. Jeanette Hennig lives there.
Now, this video on Twitter has more likes than anything he's ever put out at all forever in his entire peanut career or human career prior. But according to him, it's fake, so it's totally fine that this video is circulating and it's allowed for me to have it in my video. He doesn't even live there. He said it. Scrolling through the Burnt Peanut shorts, I literally just did it. Scrolling through the Faithful Sheriff's shorts is a kind of a nightmare, and I don't recommend anybody does it.
Hello, hi. Hi. How's it going? Oh, you got a microphone. Where you from, partner?
Hello.
Hey.
I also noticed that he has like this stupid lore that he made up for his nut about the burnt peanut.
No, I've seen the GIF. That's the problem.
The streamer turning him into a peanut, but now for legal reasons he can't obviously say his name. He turned him into a peanut, but he did not consent to his brand being, you know, polluted.
Yo, the Faithful Sheriff.
Yo, what's going on? How you doing?
Yo, I'm good, bro. Aren't you a peanut?
I got turned into a peanut by he who shall not be named. That's right.
Oh.
Yeah. I used to say who, but I don't want to involuntarily include his brand into my brand without permission, you know what I mean?
Yo, bro, I know where you live, the Faithful Sheriff.
No, what I'm saying is I used to say this guy turned me into a peanut, and I don't want to say that anymore because I don't want to include his brain
You're sitting here talking about your lore, and some random dude says, "I know where you live, faithful sheriff."
and into my.
And for the record, there's only one response to that makes sense, and that's, okay, I know where I live too. And?
Story without his permission. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god, dude. No one fucking cares. Shut up. Imagine getting this guy in your lobby. Holy shit, I would shoot myself in Fortnite.
That's not my address, by the way. You may think you know where I live, but it's not. So, yeah.
Oh, really?
Nah. You know, I do have security systems, I do have a dog, I do have guns, so.
By the way, I don't live there, but if you do go there, I have guns, and I have dogs, and I have security systems, and I have turrets, and I have a wife, and I do have a wife, and she loves me. She does, and she's real.
And a
Yeah, why do that when you can just do what Smash Bandicoot does and threaten to summon Donkey Kong as a stand who will throw the moon at you?
sheriff's office is really close.
Bro, I thought he was the sheriff. He sucks at this. There's also videos of him trying to actively convince children to work for ICE.
Okay, bro. Do you live with your mom and dad or something?
No, I live with my grandma.
Okay, your grandma. So what, you're out of school, and you're just living off your grandma, and you've never thought about what kind of job you want? Ever? So what, you're just gonna not have a job?
No, I've had one. It was at McDonald's, but...
Oh, okay.
It was at McDonald's, and this really angry guy showed up and started yelling at some autistic person on the phone, and then he had to quit.
I was still in school then.
Okay.
I've just been trying to find another job, but no
Maybe,
luck.
maybe you can go back to McDonald's.
I no longer live near that McDonald's.
Well, maybe you could try Burger King. Or maybe you could try joining ICE. That sounds like a noble job. What do you think?
I hate this guy. God, if you're real, please strike down the faithful sheriff.
Not interested?
I mean,
God handles things in very specific ways.
I don't really know what to say to that.
He kind of, firstly, would expect other Christians, as I look around, to call this guy out first.
That.
Woo! Why did he just laugh at that? I'm just confused. And he's like, "Oh, be a cop."
I already tried joining the military and they didn't take me, so I highly doubt they'll take me.
Why, you too fat?
No, I was diagnosed with depression.
Oh. Yeah, you probably... Okay. Sorry to hear that. Hey, do you believe in Jesus?
There it is.
Not really.
Oh. Well, I was going to say that could help you with your depression, but you don't believe in God, so... Well...
You don't believe in...
Well, here's the thing. There are times, and here's the thing that can be very confusing to people, obviously. There are times God heals, and there's times God doesn't. I know some extremely faithful Christians who love God and serve God, serve their community, who still suffer with depression. That doesn't mean that, like, they're not faithful, and that doesn't mean God magically cures everything all the time. That's not how it works. And to put out that stigma that if you're a Christian, you'll never suffer from depression, what you do is you take faith and you dilute it into being something that is measured by works, and the Bible talks about the folly in that in terms of salvation. You are setting people up to shake their own faith based on a standard the Bible and God do not hold up. You have got to stop that. That's actually damaging to people.
In God, so he's not gonna help you. Here's an even younger kid that he tried to get to work for ICE.
Hello, you got a microphone?
There's no context, there's no build-up, there's no punchline, it just happens, and you sit with that. You deal with it.
How you doing?
Also, the idea that God doesn't help people just because they don't believe in him is also incorrect and not biblically based, but, you know, we're talking about the faithful sheriff.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Having a little Fortnite game before school?
I don't have school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm homeschooled.
Oh, well, that's cool. I homeschool my kids, so I know all about it. But you're already done with the homeschooling then? Or
I really want to talk to this guy. Also, we're one away from the goal.
Or you're just taking a break?
I did all my work.
That's awesome. Good job. What grade you in?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just do my work and get it over with.
This just goes to show that you should never fucking homeschool your kids, for the love of God. This poor child doesn't even know what grade he's in.
Well, what do you want to do when you grow up? You got any ideas?
A fireman for
Ooh.
SWAT team.
Ooh. That's
Also, homeschooling your kids can be just fine and valid if you don't suck.
It's cool. Maybe we could work for ICE.
What's that?
Immigration Customs Enforcement.
Imagine telling like a 7-year-old kid that, dude.
They round up all the illegal aliens and send them back to undocumented workers and send them back to, that means that when they enter the country illegally, they find them, arrest them, deport them so they can come back into the country illegally.
Ooh.
I feel like he's even having a hard time making this sound humane to a child that has no reason to be skeptical of him.
So
Yeah.
people be illegal.
Yeah, I guess it's not proper to say illegal aliens anymore. I don't know the proper lingo, I guess.
This is actual grooming, just for the record, just to understand. This kid probably hears it all the time. He's fucking homeschooled, but oh my God, this is fucking disgusting.
That's not inherently grooming, and I'm getting really tired of people watering that down. Grooming is preparing somebody for something. That's why when we talk about grooming in relation to children being preyed upon, it's because it's trying to prepare them for sexual encounters with the groomer. Just saying something like that or trying to instruct them on something isn't inherently preparing them, right? What that is an asinine take. And here's the problem you have when it comes down to talking about, oh, they came into the country illegally. Okay, let's take that to its ultimate determination, right? Everybody came into this country illegally. When the indigenous came here many moons ago, and I'm not saying, maybe I shouldn't use that term, but anyways, you know what I mean by that. There were no laws in order to determine whether or not they came here legally. And when all the other Europeans showed up, they also came here illegally. They killed and butchered and genocided until it became their country, and then they made laws about that. So if your argument is it's wrong for them to come in here because it's breaking laws, then you have to consistently admit the entire reason why you think laws should be obeyed comes down not to morality, but to force of arms. You have to sit there and say, might makes right, and that's why this happens. And if you don't, you are intellectually dishonest and no one should listen to you. Not saying they should if you do abide by it, but I'm saying it's intellectually dishonest.
Here's another example of him trying to distance himself from the burnt peanut.
The peanut race has its own built-in mannerisms. That's why people are like, oh, what are you copying? What are you saying? And what are you doing? And all that. Dude, it's the peanut race. If you make fun of it, you're being racist. You're legit a racist. The peanut race, we all have our own culture about us and how we talk, okay? It's part of being a buggy leader. I'm sorry, it just happens. Don't make fun of me. Don't accuse me. It's not nice.
Thank you, Mental Mutt. We have reached the goal, so it is time. It is time to give you people what you've been requesting for a long time. Let's see how well this works, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed that. You guys have been begging. Now, I'll do a better one later on. That's just essentially the prototype. But, Beckett has stickers, Yin has s'mores, Falgy feeds his dog, and I have Gidget. And there will be more Gidgy. There will be more Gidgy in the future. And I'll set another goal in case people want to see it again.
Guy who has said the N-word many times on Twitch and not gotten banned. For some fucking reason. Yeah, don't be racist to the peanut, man. The peanut is pro-ice. The peanut should be turned into fucking butter.
You can't say "oh dingle." Oh, there's only one person in the entire world that can say "oh dingle." I mean, it's part of the curse. It's part of being transformed into a peanut. Certain mannerisms just follow you.
So he's not just stealing the burnt peanut's name, the burnt peanut's avatar and aesthetic. Also, his man join ice.
I'm still my own peanut. I still have my own cadences, but other mannerisms will seep in. It's just what happens. It's part of the spell. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it.
This is so fucking cringe. It reminds me of when I was 9, making videos that were identical to Fred videos, and then making a response video to comments that didn't exist, where I said, stop telling me I'm a copycat of Fred. And how much of the burnt peanut is the faithful sheriff even watching every day to pick up on his mannerisms and steal his catchphrases? Oh, no one else can say "oh dingle." I've never heard that in my life. I'm pretty sure the burnt peanut's the only person who says it at all. Why would you post this as a clip of your stream? Is this gonna get people to watch your stream? Here's a clip that the faithful sheriff himself captioned, talking to a Hebrew, part 1.
You believe in Jesus then?
I'm Jewish, but
Are we talking about blood-wise or you practice Judaism?
Now that's fucking insane. The wink, man. The anti-Semitic wink, I guess.
I don't inherently think that was a wink in good faith. I think he just slightly closed one eye, like a sort of, what do you mean there? I don't think that's inherently a wink.
Holy fuck. Super Christian too, by the way.
We're not supposed to focus on genealogies and blood, anymore. That's what the Bible says anyways. I can literally have Jewish blood in me, but I don't know or I don't care because...
What? The Bible never talks about focusing or not focusing on bloodlines. In fact, to a point, it kind of does.
It's not important.
You shouldn't practice Judaism even if you were born into Judaism. You should just praise Jesus regardless of anything. Who cares if it doesn't even mesh with the culture you were born and raised in, bro? Just completely defect from everything that you know and love. For Jesus Christ.
The truth of the matter is Judaism is transferred through the mother side.
I mean, if you read the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, it doesn't make sense that that's how things are but in the biblical sense, women were just carriers of the son for the father. They didn't have a decision factor on whether or not the son would be Hebrew or not Hebrew or Jewish as in Judaism or not. It was up to the father. Your wife just supplied you your child, and that child was your son. He would take over your household and be given to the Lord.
Your hair. Okay.
Your hair.
What an insane view of women. Where in the Bible does it even say?
What? Okay, firstly, Jesus' genealogy is traceable biblically, and it's through the line of David, and even then, somebody's Jewish heritage came through the mother. But it also points out that in the father, there is also that. There's Matthew, who focuses on Joseph's genealogy, which passed through Solomon. And of course, then you have, who was it? I can't remember who, but Matthew does it through Joseph. But other scholars talk about like Luke III's records of Mary's genealogy. Like it comes from both. And the point to saying like genealogy doesn't matter. The entire New Testament talks about Jesus' genealogy. What is this guy on about?
Say this, by the way, that a child is supplied to a man by a woman, and it's the man's child and the man's hair. I'm not a Biblician, but I don't think that's in there. I don't
Theologian, biblical scholar, Biblician. I'm using that one. I'm a Biblician now.
remember that from youth group. Well, according to the Bible, the women don't have any say in anything. Oh, fuck, dude. I guess I fucking believe in Jesus now.
That's actually also not true. And if anybody thinks that, they don't read their Bible.
I don't even know what this is supposed to mean. This one is captioned, Hey says, the handicap, no. I don't think he's literate. I don't think he can fucking read. So in this clip, he's talking to someone who works as a daytime aide for disabled kids at a school.
Basically, they some like kids with disabilities in schools. I help them throughout the day.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
No, I really like that. That's great.
It's not too bad. It's pretty fun, honestly.
That's awesome. Yeah. You want to hear a story?
I mean,
when I was in school, I had to go to this special class for reading. And we're talking elementary, okay? Okay. And I was always annoyed because I was like, I know how to read, but for some reason my mom wanted me in this class. And the teacher didn't know how to pronounce sandwich. She would say sandwich, and I was like, I'd go home and I'm like, Ma, this reading teacher can't even pronounce sandwich right, and she's trying to, and I have to learn from her how to read. Like,
What the fuck is this story? I had to go to extra reading class in school, and the teacher says sandwich instead of sandwich. What the fuck are you saying?
Sandwich.
The faithful sheriff comes across as such an entitled, arrogant asshole in his own story. The teacher said something incorrect one time or something, or said sandwich wrong, and that was enough for him to be like, she doesn't know fucking anything, dude. I was 6 years old, I was smarter than her. I mean, it's not a speaking class, is it? It's a fucking reading class, asshole. Sandwich? That's not even that wrong.
Anyways, there was this disabled person, we're talking about mentally, developmentally slow, walked with these crutch things and all that, didn't talk right, but you know, I'm not downing on him or nothing, I'm describing you how he was, okay?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
And he was like being mean to me and nasty and drawing pictures and stuff, and I told the teacher, and she turned to the kid and was like, is this true? He's like, nuh-uh, I was being super nice. And then the teacher was like, don't lie. And then she turned around and the kid turned around and smiled at me, all like menacingly, like, this kid was like, he was like super evil and acting all nice and everything, but secretly he was evil.
He was drawing pictures of you? Something tells me if this was someone more neurotypical, or however the faithful sheriff views more normal or whatever, he wouldn't have this much of a problem with how they were acting. I don't know.
I don't inherently think that's true. Also, yes, disabled people can absolutely be dickheads, and they do often know when they're doing it. There's an entire, like, stand-up comedian who goes on about this, about how some disabled people who knew would actually scream slurs, and when they were corrected on it, they would pretend they didn't know what the slur meant, and then turn around and do it again. I'm sorry, but they can, in fact, be precocious little scamps.
Oh no, this seems like the most normal elementary school interaction of all fucking time.
And then she turned around and the kid turned around and smiled at me, all like menacingly, like.
The child smiled at me, menacingly. I've heard variations of stories like this before, like, oh, someone disabled was mean to me one time, or someone of a specific race was mean to me one time, and they're all like that. People do this with women too. Like, it really is just like incel brain. He was evil because he was drawing a picture and then said he wasn't. Oh, he did actually make a video responding to Curtis's recent video. Let's take a look at that.
If you watch all this Curtis Connor guy's videos about me and Dr. Witnesser and what have you, it's all nothing but hate. All he knows how to do is criticize and hate, and then he calls me a hater and says all the things I say is bad and hateful and evil. But then he turns around and does the same thing. According to his standard, he turns around and does hateful and evil things towards me. He's just a darn right a hypocrite. That's all he is.
Yeah, man, you might hate disabled people and non-Christians and immigrants, but Curtis hates you, and that's the same kind of hate, really.
You look at his comments, and it's all lefty, libro-tard people, little teeny boppery white kids, all up in arms about these issues that don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, but you won't debate or discuss with any actual adult about any of these things because you're a coward.
Now we got more of these crazy, wacko, psycho people coming at me and trying to dox me and get at me and whatnot. Thanks a lot, Curtis Connor. I appreciate you for bringing on the hate. And what do you expect from an agent of Satan?
I don't know. Maybe stop making YouTube videos where you talk to children all day. Maybe this isn't the right move for you. Maybe you gotta consider...
If you immediately call anybody who comes at you an agent of Satan, you're a moron.
Something better than this.
Thing is, I told everybody that I got swatted and long guns going on me and all that around my complex. And this guy knows that. This guy has 5.6 million subscribers on his YouTube video. Millions of people see his videos, knowing that I get swatted and I got dossed and people are trying to get at me and get me killed and everything. Knowing this bum has the audacity and a bright idea to make another video about me.
And just because some people are being scumbags doesn't mean people shouldn't make videos on you if they feel what you're doing is immoral. What he's essentially saying is, guys, you can't be critical of me because other people are unhinged. Dude, I have people being critical of me, and people are unhinged about me all the time, and you're not going to see me crying about it. I'll bully them if they're wrong. I did it to A.J. I bullied him to the point where his channel's gone, and A.J, you can't run from me. I will find him! I will find him!
I love the idea that he's like, I had guns pointed at me, I had a SWAT at my house, people are trying to kill me, and I just have to log back into Fortnite as a peanut. There's no other way. I was right, though. He is literally the crucified peanut. He is dying, not for our sins, but he is. Okay, I've had enough of the faithful sheriff for forever. I'm done seeing him. I feel like this might get me in a little bit of trouble, but I do feel like there is some kind of conversation to be had about how many weird, racist, and transphobic VTubers there are nowadays. The faithful sheriff isn't only copying the burnt peanut, he's following along with a pattern of right-wing misanthropes, for lack of a better term, hiding behind VTuber avatars in order to say the most fucking gross shit they can, for clicks and attention mainly. And these people just feel the need to constantly talk about current events and politics and news and shit, when I feel like it would be so much easier as a virtual tuber to talk about movies or video games or something fun and escapist. Isn't that kind of the whole point? I don't know. I don't go here. Maybe it's a sign of the times that people aren't as willing to lend their face to the hideous things they say as they have been for forever. Or maybe it's a trend that none of them are original enough to differentiate themselves from, and they're just bandwagoning. I don't know. What I do know is that
it has nothing to do with hiding their faces and everything to do with them trying to blend in and be innocuous to a community they want to infiltrate.
Never want to talk about any of these people or these peanuts ever again. Thank you so much for watching my faithful video. 1 subscribe equals 1 prayer. If you want to catch me live on Twitch instead of some peanut freak, you can find me at twitch.tv/Peatin is online. The link's in the description. Feel free to check me out. Say hi in the chat. Thank you.
All right, so we got one more. I like that. I like the intro here. It reminds me of like those 80s and 90s like shows.
Guys, welcome back to the podcast, guys. This is actually crazy. We're freaking back, dude. We're back in the studio, man. Let's get some freaking sounds going.
This is once again Kurt Connors, and he's not even a scientist. How can you be named Kurt Connor and not a scientist?
Bro, I miss my soundboard, dude. It's been a while, man. And I'm just so excited to just to freaking press all of these, man. This is so. I feel like there's something about a new year where you're like, okay, this is gonna be I'm gonna be a new guy now. I'm a new guy now, actually. Hey, I'm a new guy. Completely new guy you've never seen before. So, I walk backwards, and I actually, I don't eat food anymore. I look at it until it's gone. You know, you just want to move different. And I think this year, like me and Jenna, we're just like we've gone to the point where it's like we have to get rid of everything we own. You ever feel that? I feel that way. I just have so much crap, so much stuff, you know, and it just accumulates over 30 years, 32 almost in a few months, 32 years of life, and you accumulate a lot of things over 32 years, man. And you know, I think I'm just at that point where I'm like, it's just overwhelming. I need to get rid of stuff, you know. The spring cleaning, as they say. When your springs are dirty. That's what I do. My couch, I clean the springs. I rip it open every winter, and I clean the springs, and that's spring cleaning. No, it's gonna be rusty getting back. It's gonna be a little rusty.
Oh, Chad, is that what you're saying? That like this is like before he became a scientist? So does he lose his arm in like an epic battle against the faithful sheriff? Is that where we are on the timeline?
And that's fine. But yeah, also like I'm getting my haircut soon. And a part of me is like, should I just fucking
I don't need to know all that.
Get to do that.
New hairstyles, movie reviews. Here we go.
So maybe okay, sorry. And the worst podcast ever is back. So on my main channel, if you guys don't know, I have a main channel called Curtis Connor. It's on YouTube and it's my main channel, and I made a video on there. Thank you. Thanks. Yep. Thank you so much. I made a video on there, and I uploaded it. It was a video. It was a video update. It was an update video. It was a video update. Well, technically, it was an update video. It was a video about Dr. Witnesser. Okay. Talked about him before on the pod. I made a main channel video about him. And you know, I made a little croak right there. I was seeing some stuff about Dr. Witnesser. Things were picking up a little bit, and I was like, okay, I gotta make a video about this guy right now. And shit started to develop while I was editing the video. And after I posted the video, stuff about him kind of kept taking off. I don't think it was because of my video. I think that would have happened regardless. But I'll do the TLDR. You should watch the video if you haven't already. But the TLDR, titty licking dick rider. That's TLDR. Sorry, the TLDR of the video is basically Dr. Witnesser still doing the same shit. But he's way worse. He's also cosplaying as a peanut, a religious peanut. That's also like a Wild West religious peanut. That's his character. He copied from this other VTuber named the Burnt Peanut, who's very popular. And also, the Burnt Peanut is also like he's been, you know, gotten really popular, kind of infamous, really, because I've seen people posting like their husbands being like, every night my husband's got to watch the Burnt Peanut, and it's just the most like, it's like the most fucking like coworker ass fucking streamer. He just has like dance parties and shit on Twitch. It's just like super cringe, like just like fucking smooth brain stuff personally. And Dr. Witnesser is like the fucking like, he's like patient zero. Like he's like the fucking like ideal consumer for the Burnt Peanut. So it makes sense why he's like copying his whole fucking thing. But update, Dr. Witnesser responded to my video. He made a response. He posted it on Instagram. So I thought it would make sense for us to take a look at it. So could you pull that up? Just kidding. It's just me in here. I'll pull it up myself. Fuck it. I'll do it myself.
Guy seems like a hater. Oh, he's a 100% hater. Yes, he is.
Have you heard of this Curtis Connor guy? He seems like a hater. Someone said that in his chat. I assume, I don't know if it's it's probably someone who was not a fan of him who's trying to get a response out of him, I assume. And the caption here is Curtis Connor is a hypocrite.
If you watch all this Curtis Connor guy's videos about me and Dr. Witnesser and what have you, it's all nothing but hate. All he knows how to do is criticize and hate, and then he calls me.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so right off the bat, all I know how to do is criticize and hate. My man. That's what you do also. and my quote-unquote hate, it's only in response to the original hatred that you spew, right? Like it's him being like, all he does is criticize and hate. And he's being like, okay, so if you're a Muslim, you're basically going to fucking hell because you're not a Christian. He was also, oh yeah, he was saying he was, the Israel-Palestine stuff where he was like, I don't blame Israel for, he's fucking spewing hate. Like, he was blaming like ICE protesters that were fucking, wrongly convicted, brutalized, murdered even. He was victimizing those people and blaming them. So, and me criticizing that and responding to that, that's not just me being hateful out of no, it's just responding, right? It's just like critiquing, commentating, you know what I mean? Obviously he doesn't understand that. Him, fucking dude, it's such a Christian thing to be like, oh, I'm being prosecuted for my religion. It's like, no, dude, it's being prosecuted for your hatred and your evil beliefs,
Yeah. That's not a Christian thing to do. That's a narcissist thing to do.
Hater says all the things I say is bad and hateful and evil, but then he turns around and does the same thing.
And that's the other thing too. I have never said that I'm like a fucking like good, like I'm the best person, I'm not. I'm really not. I just think like I have like an average amount of like I have like a normal amount of like human empathy, I think. Him on the other hand though, he is like, I'm a Christian and I adhere to these beliefs and that make me a good person, and I'm going to spread the word of the gospel to show how good I am and how good Jesus in the Bible is. Like his whole thing is like I'm a good person, right? My whole thing is I talk about shit on the internet and I make jokes, right? So he kind of has to, unfortunately, he has to adhere to a higher standard of like of values and being virtuous, right? Because that's his idea. He's holding a fucking Bible. His little peanut, his peanut body doesn't have fucking arms. He's holding a Bible, okay? So I'm sorry, you have to kind of be like, a good person, right? That's what your fucking whole thing is.
According to his standard, he turns around and does hateful and evil things towards me. He's just a darn right hypocrite. That's all he is.
And that's sure. That's fine.
He even says he watches all my videos and keeps tabs on me and such. He's a darn right stalker.
Okay. Yeah, researching for a video doesn't really make me a stalker, but stalker, I don't really know her, but and this is the fucking Regina George shit, dude. It's not my fault you're obsessed with me. I'm not.
A couple years he comes out with a video about me, talks about me on his podcast. Thing is, I told everybody that I got swatted and long guns thrown on me and all that around my complex, and this guy knows that.
Okay, yeah, I do want to address this because I actually when I saw this, I want to say I actually fucking didn't know that. And if I did know that, then obviously I would have mentioned that in the video and I would have been like, don't fucking do that, because I think that goes without saying to not fucking swat people, right? Like that's super dangerous and evil, right?
I don't think there's anything of actual like merit here. So give me a minute. Let me see something. We're gonna look at some of his quote unquote content. Just do this real quick. What is this? Womp womp. The Faithful Sheriff. Lord help me. This is going to be ridiculous. So let me go ahead and turn this all back on. Boop. All right, let's see what this guy's about.
Howdy, partners. How you doing? Anybody got a microphone?
I do, but I don't keep mine on much because I have kids and they're in the background.
Understandable, ma'am. Understandable. Whereabouts you from?
I'm from Virginia.
Oh, Virginia. Nice to meet you, ma'am. I'm from Texas. Yes, sir. Hope the weather over there is treating you well.
It's on and off snow right now, which I do not like snow.
Yeah, my wife don't like the snow either. I hear you there. I don't mind the snow at all. I just don't like it when it's encased in ice. That's darn right annoying.
No. We had a snowstorm the other week. It was bad.
Yes, ma'am. I hear you. What do you do for work? Were you a stay-home mom?
I work part-time at Walmart.
Oh, well, bless your heart. Walmart's a respectable job. I hope they treat the employees well over there. I hear some horror stories.
They do not.
Got myself a Walmart here in town myself. Got a bogey on Jackie over here. See if we can take care of him. Got a car rolling up on me right now.
Down the block too.
Sending lead down towards him as we speak. Lock and load. Ma'am, if you don't mind me asking you a question, do you believe in a good Lord?
I do.
Amen. That's what I like to hear. You believe Jesus died on the cross for your sins? He's coming back one day?
Yes.
Praise the Lord. We got ourselves a witness, boys. That's good to hear. Amen for your faith, man. When was the last time you picked up the Bible and gave it a good read?
Not long ago, but I know I don't as much as I should.
Well, all right, then. At least you know where your shortfalls at. I just like to remind everybody to pick up the good word and give it a good read, because the Lord says, "Sanctify them by thy word. Thy word is truth." That's how we're going to know what's going on in this world and all that. We don't read our Bible. I appreciate you listening to me and asking my questions. I just like to spread a little bit of the word wherever I go, if you don't mind me.
This is so boring.
Well, I appreciate you, ma'am.
So how long have you been playing Fortnite?
Oh, I've been playing Fortnite since Chapter 1, Season 5.
I started Chapter 5, Season 1.
Well, ain't no better time to start than now. Better late than never. I kind of got lost in the chapter this and chapter that. I usually say Season 5, but then I got to remember this chapter, so I always have to remind myself to say Chapter 1.
Yeah, that's weird.
Chapter this and chapter that. I know, right? It's darn right confusing. How you doing, Stars? What do you do for a living, son?
The Old Testament, the New Testament, fucking...
I don't know what you're talking about. I asked you what you did for a living, but okay.
You guys lilac. My name's Dundid on Kick.
Dundid on
Kick? Again, I asked you what you do for a living, but okay then. Seems like you're a little confused, son.
I'm a little confused.
Lay off the
I know what I do
reefer.
for a living. What do you do for a living? I said a fat dad. I'm fucking bliss. What do you do for work, Sheriff?
Well, like I said, I go into games and I tell people about the good Lord.
That's your job? You get paid for that?
Yes, I do. Matter of fact.
Who pays you?
The viewer does. I put my videos on the internet and I get paid on the views.
Oh, hell yeah. Somebody send me
I want to be a streamer one
How
day.
much you call a content creator extraordinaire?
No way. You stream right now? Can I follow you?
You sure can. Go on over to twitch.tv/thefaithfulsheriff, where you can find me on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, The Faithful Sheriff, everywhere you go.
Why not on Kick?
Well, I don't really have a reason not to. I don't have a reason to.
I think you should. It pays out more than Twitch does. A lot more. What percentage you get? Actually, $4.50. Every $5 subscriber, you get $4.50 into your pocket.
Son, you sound like a walking advertisement, I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I used to be a streamer, so I'm trying to help out a fellow friend, if you will.
Walking advertisement.
Got some bogeys on me now. I think you can one up on the sheriff.
Laser.
Dead wrong, buddy. You can't walk up on the sheriff and expect to win. I'm faster on the
That's
draw.
absolutely lasered for no reason.
Goodness.
Well, that guy's
boring.
kissing dirt. Where's the next one? Keep your eyes open, locked and loaded.
I just got absolutely lasered for no reason. My teammates I look at DJ.
We should probably stop talking about kick and focus more on your aim, son. Might actually hit somebody.
Losing my mind at how boring this is.
Now don't forget to ping and do your call-outs now. I can't help you if I don't know where they're at.
Oh, they're coming. You'll see them. Right behind me.
What's on time right now, boy?
All 9 of them.
I'm slinging lead down range. Got another bogey on me. Engaging. I knocked him behind that tree right there.
Nice.
I'm gonna go finish him off. The yellow belly coward's trying to run. He ain't gonna run from the sheriff, no sir. Ain't nowhere you can hide from the law man. Got these ruffians in the river trying to shoot at me. Got him. Mm-hmm. Good shooting, partners. A couple. 5 is more than a couple, son.
I'm glad you finally caught up to me. I'm just streaming. I should go back to streaming.
You know, I want to stream. I just don't
You
have
can stream anything, I'll watch it.
It
You know,
gets
dishes, I'll watch
good.
it.
I hope so.
I think
Keep your eyes open.
Sink
to
full?
start
No, you don't.
TikTok, but that's like the beginning.
You gotta get some.
Keep your eyes open. There's bound to be more ruffians and bandits around here.
I'll try. Guarantees.
Someone ban that ruffian in the chat. Good to see you. If you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
Oh, no,
Who cares?
Well, you got timed out.
Virginia,
Nicer
huh?
than me. I would have banned you.
Snowing in Virginia.
Actually, right now it's like in the 50s and it feels good, but we're supposed to get more snow next week, so I'm not really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm in Rhode Island, so.
We did have a big snowstorm the other week.
What do you do for work? Done?
I run a siding crew for a big roofing company.
Ooh, nice.
Hopefully you're not doing that while smoking the
As far as I
reefer.
know. Well, I mean, it's your opinion to have that, as an opinion when you smoke. But yeah, I don't smoke before work. I only smoke when I don't work. Or
Well, that's
after
good to know because I wouldn't want no crew high as a kite doing my side in my house. That would be bad news.
I wouldn't say that. I do smoke occasionally when I'm locked in and, it's gonna be a day and it's just gonna be a day, why not? So I don't know why you're so negative about it. I mean, it does inhibit.
Christians condemn alcohol more than they do weed challenge. Always failed.
I should say, it does disable you in a way. It's not.
Well, there you go. You just proved my point, son. You just proved my point.
But it also has many, many, many benefits to it if used incorrectly.
You know, if the good Lord wanted us to be,
negative.
if the good Lord wanted us to be breathing in smoke, he would have made the air out of smoke and not air.
If the good Lord wanted you to stream for a living, he would have built the computer into your brain.
Okay, well, what do you think makes medicine?
I found a treasure. Look at that.
Oh, if you really wanted everybody to be healed and all healthy, he would make the air out of medicine. You would just breathe in medicine and live forever.
Here.
Dang, bro.
Well, that's just darn right ignorant. It sounds like you didn't read your Bible at all.
Don't say that, bro. Bro, there's more Bibles than you know of. Just because there's one that you read doesn't mean there's not another one that another creature, another person, another being didn't read and come up with their own opinion of the Lord as well.
Son, I don't mean no disrespect, but you sound like you're talking out of your ass.
Well, I'm just saying, don't mean no disrespect if you're coming off to me with disrespect. So what do you mean you don't mean disrespect?
What disrespect are you even talking about? What disrespect are you talking about, son? Single you out for what?
It's the Bible or not the Bible.
Well, as far as I know, there's only one Bible in the world, so I don't know what you're talking about.
There's other ways that things communicate. It's not, you know what I'm saying? You can't just solely, like, man was just, this is it. You don't know.
Son.
Could be a fucking little rodent out there that created fucking life. And he's just living his life as a rodent. He's like, yeah, I created man. And he just goes around, nobody fucking knows it.
Well, if you actually read the Bible,
Yeah.
if you actually read the Bible, you know that there's only one God, and he's definitely not a rodent, son.
Okay, who wrote the Bible? Who wrote the
Well,
Bible?
I'm glad you asked. The Bible is actually a collection of scriptures over 1,500 years, written by 40 different authors, and the Holy Spirit was the author of it, buddy.
And you don't think those other interdimensional beings coming around helping write that book? Bro, it's not just man. It's not
Interdimensional what now? What are you talking about, son? The good Lord wrote that book with the help of man. What do you mean?
You have to put your mind further than that.
I think you need to stop smoking the reefer, son, just to get your mind in the Bible. That's what I think.
Dude, if somebody created somebody
I think Satan's polluting my mind.
powers that, like, like there's always been, it always takes two. 2 is the magic number. So either God was there, but he had a fucking, wife.
Let me ask you something, son. Are you smarter than God who made us?
No, I'm just saying.
All right,
if I
then why don't
was-
you believe in
if
his
I
word
was-
that he told us how he created us, son? Not
I'm
trying to
saying
make up
if-
some whodunit stuff.
Maybe this is the difference between me and you. I consider myself a god.
That just don't sound right, son. I think you need to be checked in the head. Check yourself in the
Because it doesn't
head.
make sense because you're immortal. It doesn't make sense to you because you're immortal.
You're not immortal, son. We die. We go back to the dust on the ground.
You
Lord.
die. You die. I don't die.
Son, you're talking blasphemy now. You're acting like
Very
a god.
different.
That's just straight up Satan talking to you, son. You need to repent from your sin and trust in the Lord.
The Lord is my brother.
The Lord is
Very
God
cool.
Jehovah, and His Son is Jesus, who died for our sins. I think you need to open your eyes and wise up and read the Bible. Realize the truth and stop believing that lie, son. The devil's polluting your brain. Stop smoking the reefer, son.
Got my bonus where you at? Basically, doesn't make it. Right
Just
you.
stop polluting your brain with that garbage.
Well,
Believe in the Lord.
Jeep's ready to go.
The biggest problem with anything in this clip is how unspeakably boring he is. The theology is also obviously a problem. Peanut Man here actually has no clue what he's talking about at any given time, but good Lord above, unironically, you're boring. You are so boring. I'm about to fall asleep on my own stream. You're so boring. I don't even have the energy to be angry because you're so boring. Why does anybody care what this loser does outside of him being a false prophet, false teacher, which he is?
Howdy, everybody. Anybody got a microphone? Well, how you doing, folks?
I'm okay, thank you.
Well, good to hear it. Good to hear it.
Thank you.
Where y'all from? Where you come from now? Don't be shy. Let's get to know each other.
I'm from Nevada.
Your mic's going in and out, but I think you said Nevada.
That is correct.
Well, that sounds mighty fine. Nevada's a nice right place you got there.
You sound like AI.
I'm definitely not AI, son.
You just sound like you're having a great day.
I am having a great day. You gotta be optimistic when you're playing Fortnite.
That's a great point.
Where you from, sir?
Oh, I'm the same person. I just switched ways.
You mean you tell me you were a lady a second ago and now you're a man? Now, which is it? Oh, I pick one.
No, it's crazy with the vocal voice giveaway, man.
Yeah, but your mic is trash. It sounds like a $1 mic from Dollar Tree, son. You gotta fix that. You're going in and out and crackling all over the place.
Bro, just spell my mic this way.
We got some bogeys over here by Kanea. I'm heading over there. The sheriff's on his way. Hang tight, son. I knocked that vermin. You got it, boys. The sheriff will back you up. Don't you worry, son. That guy got bamboozled. Good job, son. Get back up.
Okay, guys, I can't. I can't. Look, I would love to continue dogging on this little weirdo, this creepy little freakazoid, but he's so boring. He is so boring. He's so boring! Why is he so boring? Alright, I think I've had enough of this loser. I'm going to go ahead and read the super chats before we go bye. Also, we are still continuing and finalizing with Marvel March. You guys should check out the shorts. They've been fun to make. And if you guys like Marvel characters, you should enjoy them. So let's see here. To your very kind super chats. Platinum Amex for $5. Lio, what cowboy would you like to be drawn as? Fan art to draw and post in a Discord for the end of the stream? No idea. Pudgy Budgie for $2. So take the dork to court and call their bluff. Bean Skies is never going to file anything. The Den of Tims for $2. Hope you are doing well tonight. I live. The Big D3213 for $10. Honest opinion on Jabba the Hong. Swivel here. I mean, I do support him on Patreon. I don't agree with all of his takes, obviously, but we've never had a conversation either. Miss Zira for $10. I feel bad for the Christians who were actually Christians. I don't feel bad for us at all. We should be glad in what we are. But I get what you're saying. The Big D 32 or 3213 again for $10. Did you hear about the LioConvoy being a Blockiest Defender figure later this year along with Beast Wars Galvatron? I did not. Crow's Caw for $10. I have my own issues with both the video creator and the Peanut knockoff ripoff. True. Either way, God bless Lio. Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully he does. He tends to. The Den of Tims for $2. The Faithful Sheriff is felted. Yes. Lucky M for $5. The only nut I trust with decent Christian values is iNut. P.S. Do a Teto month, Lion Man, if you want. Firstly, at some point I need to have a stream with iNut about theology. Secondly, Teto is part of the Miku-verse. $100,000. Infinite Curly Fries. That's a great name for $10. Figure Fun. Thank you very much. Beefamets for $2. What's the difference between lemons and lemon juice? Let me see if I can remember. Shoot. What did they say? What is it they said? Well, one is the lemon, the other's like a liquidy juice type thing. I can't do a Bitsy as well as I can. Chuckle! Mental Mutt for $5. I didn't think this is where I'd find myself on a Saturday evening, but here we go. I mean, yeah, I had the same feeling. Let me see here. Back to the stream. Blinky Iris, you need to come by more often for $5. Thank you for getting me through my long drive from Baltimore tonight. Hope you have a good night, Lion Man. I hope so too. I will give you guys one more. Oh, neat. I will give you guys one more Gidget, and then to the commercials. Because you've been good, chat. I will catch you all next time.
Don't miss the super androids that fly on wings of silver and fight with nerves of steel. The mighty Silverhawks.
Afternoons at 4.
Thundercats! Ho! Thunder excitement is flying at you this fall when the Thundercats tear into action.
Let's cut those mutants down to size.
Get ready to strike a blow for justice this fall with the mighty Thundercats. Lupin!
Lupin! That man is a notorious thief who worked all over the world!
Let's go meet this treasure that's soon to be ours.
Don't say that I didn't warn you.
Stop that woman! You can't fool me! You're planning something again!
Jeez, Cops, can't get anything past you.
He'll steal your heart, and then he's coming for everything else. Lupin the Third, premiering next Saturday night at 2.
Take it off. That'll be my pleasure.
Only Toonami on a...
ビーストウォーズセカンド最大の敵がついに目覚めたライオコンボイ変身新司令官の登場だガルバトロントランスフォーム破壊大帝驚異の三段変形ライオン台風史上最大の対決君も参加せよだからトランスフォーマービーストウォーズ
If one is born a man, at least once in his life, he will dream of becoming the strongest man alive.
Are you surprised at all? This is Orochi-style karate.
That's it, baby. Come straight for me.
Your training has paid off most impressively. I'd be happy to reward you now for all the progress you've made.
He could never equal your
What an adorable little playground you have here.
Rocky the Grappler. You have accessed the secret files of the SWAT Cats. Name, automatic cement launcher. Function, launches pre-mixed fast-drying cement at the rate of 5,000 GPM, glots per minute. Very effective at freezing monsters right in their tracks. Ending transmission. You have accessed the secret files of the SWAT Cats. Name, Jake Clausen. Occupation, garage mechanic. Alias, Razor. Real job, SWAT Cat. Designs gadgets to capture bad guys. Goal, protection of Mega Cat City. Favorite expression, bingo. Ending transmission. Meet St. Canard's Most Wanted.
8 wanted, Starkling!
There's Megavolt, criminal circuit breaker.
It's playtime!
Quacker Jack, fiendish felon.
Bushroot experiment gone haywire.
I'm really not sinister, just misunderstood.
And diabolical evildoer Negaduck.
A rotten kind of guy.
And only one superhero can stop them.
The original Mr. Fix-It. Get him!
Darkwing Duck.
A new Optimus Prime is here.
I'll transform Optimus.
Power Master Optimus Prime, greatest leader of his time.
It's great to be back.
Now, Optimus Prime is back as a Power Master. He only transforms when his Nebulon becomes his engine.
Power Master Optimus Prime.
Look, Optimus is transforming into a super robot.
Power Master Transformers. They've got the power to surprise.
The earth lies shattered and broken. A ruined wasteland that is now struggling to sustain life. Humanity is near the end after a devastating global meltdown. The oceans have been boiled away in nuclear fire. The land is charred and disfigured, saturated with deadly toxins. Life is a nightmarish struggle. The radiation levels have created hideous, mutated human savages. Mentally deranged, they roam in search of food and water. Gruesome violence brings terrible death to those who encounter these murderous mutants. It is an orgy of chaos, madness on a global scale. Savagery knows no limits. There are no nations, no laws, no order. In this grim reality, the forces of good and evil are once more preparing to fight for the future of mankind. Far, far away, a star shines out from the blackness of space. A beacon for the lost, a symbol of hope, an unfailing comfort to those on a journey. Known as the North Star, it has, through the ages, meant many things to many men. Under this eternal light walks the namesake of this star, a man of power and purity. A living beacon of hope, destined to bring light into the darkness. He is a feared man, spoken of in hushed tones. A legendary fighter, able to call on secret powers. Violence is met with worse violence as Ken destroys the forces of his evil half-brother. Heads roll, bodies fall, and the earth runs red as Ken draws ever nearer to Shin's stronghold in the city of the Southern Cross. The scene is set for an epic struggle between good and evil. What Shin started cannot be stopped. Many will die trying. Many will run. But there is only one Fist of the North Star.